In their last meeting at Fresno, the Warriors put on an offensive display in Bulldog Stadium that Bulldog fans have not seen since. Now, defense is the name of the game for Hawaii, but Fresno State has their bear ready for a counterattack. From Bulldog Stadium in Fresno, California, K5, the home team presents Western Athletic Conference football. Tonight, the 22nd ranked Bulldogs of Fresno State open their conference schedule against the Hawaii Warriors. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Leahy, along with my broadcast partner, Russell Yamanoha. Fresno State is 3-1 on the season, all of those victories coming on the road, and they're fresh off a victory over a Pac-10 opponent, UCLA, last week. However, Fresno State is starting tonight without Ryan Matthews, who is the leading rusher in the Western Athletic Conference, averaging 117 yards a game. He will not play tonight, as well as one of their fine receivers and return men, Marlon Moore. Moore is out of the lineup for tonight's game. But one thing Fresno State has, and that is Tom Bradstater, their quarterback. He is third in the WAC as far as passing yardage is concerned, 908 yards so far this season, and he has thrown for 8 touchdowns. Fresno State wants to win this game because this is their first WAC game, and it is Hawaii. And Russell, the last 2 years, Hawaii has slapped them around.
That's right, especially 2 years ago right here in this ballpark. Hawaii put up 68 points on this Bulldog team. The fans, the staff, everybody on campus, they've all been talking about those 68 points. So Hawaii faces a big task tonight. The Fresno State Bulldogs nationally ranked, as you said, but also there's some payback on the mind of the Bulldogs.
That's true. Hawaii has not been able to win on the road. At times, they have really struggled. They hope to solve that problem tonight. Inoki Funaki will be the quarterback. How long he can go, how he can throw the ball will say many things about the Hawaii offense, because Hawaii is really depending on defensive play.
That's right, and how long the quarterback play can be solid for Hawaii depends largely on the guys up front. The offensive line for Hawaii has been much maligned this year, but they played probably their best game of the season last time out against San Jose State. And as the offensive line goes for this Hawaii offense, so too will the rest of those 11. Hawaii needs a big game from their front five.
It's Hawaii against Fresno. We'll be back to get things started. Kick it off from Fresno, California.
Hi.
Bulldog Stadium. We're on the high western sidelines on the roof here at Bulldog Stadium, and we're looking down at Hawaii and Fresno State. Hawaii lost the toss, but Fresno State elected to defer until the second half. So Hawaii will receive, and receiving will be Ryan Mouton. Mouton, this will be his 11th kickoff return of the year. His longest return was 29 yards. Kicking off will be Kevin Gessling for Fresno State. Fresno State and Hawaii the exact opposite as far as record is concerned. Fresno State 3-1. Hawaii is 1-3. Fresno State coached by Pat Hill. He is in his 12th year. He is the senior coach now in the WAC, and he has an overall record of 88-56. What is impressive about Fresno State is that they have been able to win on the road at Rutgers, at Toledo, at UCLA. Hawaii needs a road win. They are 0-1 in the WAC, and this is the first WAC game for Fresno State.
That one loss for Hawaii in the Western Athletic Conference was a tough one. Last week at home against San Jose State, 6 turnovers for Hawaii in that ball game. They definitely need to improve on that here tonight against their favorite Bulldogs.
One thing Hawaii needs to improve in, of course, is the special teams, the kickoff team, to give Mouton some extra yardage. Kick will be taken at the 7-yard line by Mouton. Trying to get outside, can't do it. Spilled at the 20. So knocking him down was Owens. Damian Owens. on the Fresno State kickoff team. Funaki is the quarterback. He comes in 35 of 60 for 406 yards and 1 touchdown. He has been sacked 4 times this season. First down from the 20 for Hawaii. Ball is handed off to Polaris. Turns the corner at the 30, at the 40. Polaris at midfield, finally chased down from behind. A.J. Jefferson was able to finally track him down.
At Fresno State, that big win last week against UCLA for Fresno State. UCLA able to run the football in that game. There was some concern about the Fresno State defense as far as stopping the run goes, and right off the bat, Hawaii goes with the run. Kealoha Polaris, a big gain. Hawaii's going to need a lot of those to take this crowd out of it early.
Polaris went all the way to the 47-yard line of Fresno. First and 10 for Hawaii. Funaki again gives it to Polaris. This time a short game to the 45-yard line. And Ben Jacobs, the middle linebacker, was there. Jacobs able to plug the hole. So short gain on the play. That'll bring up second down. Approximately 7 yards to go for Hawaii. Just underway. Opening drive of the game for the Warriors. Warriors come out in double wides. Salas is wide to the left. Bain wide to the right. So Hawaii in the shotgun, looking for the first pass of the game. And it's right here. Funaki throws high. It was intended for Aaron Bain. Bain on a very short pattern, but that ball was thrown high, and that will bring up third down. Big third down play for Hawaii already in this first drive. Funaki has thrown 5 interceptions to go with his 1 touchdown. That 1 touchdown coming against Florida. Third down, long yardage for Hawaii on the 45-yard line of Fresno State. Funaki throws, that is incomplete. That was thrown wide. That was intended for Bain again on the other side of the field.
Not a good start for Hideki Funaki. Last throw went behind Bain on the far side of the field. This time on the near side, he throws it too far out in front on the out pattern. And Hawaii, after that big run to open the drive from Kealoha Polaris, they stall right here on the next 3 plays and now force the punt at midfield. Not the start Hawaii was looking for.
So Tim Grasso comes in to punt. 5'11", 210, the senior from Kaysville, Utah. This is his 21st punt of the year, 41.5-yard average, and his longest punt, 53 yards. Punt is taken on the 12-yard line, and trying to get outside is Chasten West. And West gives ground. Excellent coverage on that play by Hawaii. Excellent coverage on the special teams. And Mana Lolotai credited with the tackle on Chasten. Chasten, an excellent return man for Fresno State. So Fresno State will start on their own 11-yard line. Tom Bradstater is the quarterback. He's third in WAC passing, 69 for 109, 908 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 63% reception rate. Bradstater, the senior, and he brings all of that experience with him. Bradstater on the handoff. Carrying the ball is Lanye Miller. Miller in the game, getting the start instead of the leading ground gainer for this team, and also in the WAC and 10th in the nation, and that's Ryan Matthews. Brashton Satele coming from that middle linebacker position outside to make the tackle. Ball was advanced from the 11 to the 15. That will bring up second down and a long 6. Ajiro Tutu, a leading receiver, flanked to the far side. Triple wide receiver to the left. Miller empties the backfield. Bradstater throws. That's complete to Pasco. And Pasco has the first down out to the 25-yard line. David Vaikuni there to make the stop.
And the Hawaii defense is going to have their hands full with Bear Pasco all night long. He's one of those players that seems like he's been here at Fresno State for 10 years, but he's a senior, and he is their go-to guy, one of the top tight ends in all of college football.
17th catch of the year for Pasco. He came in with 120 yards he was the #1 receiver. And remember, he had a 75-yard touchdown run in 2006 against the Warriors. Long pass. That is complete. What a catch in traffic, in full stride. And catching the ball was Rashad Evans. Evans, that's only his 3rd reception of the season. What a throw by Brad Stetter, because he threw it right on the money.
Yeah, he did. At that time, Braston Sattelli came out from his linebacker spot. There you see him, number 13, trying to keep up with him. That's a mismatch as far as speed goes, and he makes a nice catch for Fresno State, takes a shot, but hangs on to the football.
Eric Robinson finally halted his progress. Big gain on the play all the way to the Hawaii 46-yard line. Ball is handed off to Harding, I believe. Harding just into the game. Anthony Harding, short gain from the 46 down to approximately the 43-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Joshua Leonard in that defensive line for Hawaii. Bekuni, Watson, Leonard, and Fonoti for Hawaii across the front. Kafence is getting the start in that linebacker core. Then Sattelli, and then Ilimimian. Adam Leonard has hamstring problems, and it was close to holding him out of the game. Apparently they have. Brad Stetter, another handoff. Carrying the ball is Miller. And Miller runs into the white shirts. And that's short of the 1st down, but inside the 40 to the Hawaii 38. David Bekuni there to make the stop. Bekuni out of Wahiawa, went to Fresno City College, playing in his 14th game for the Warriors. He is 2nd on the team in tackles, and he has 14 solo tackles coming into the game. He's tied with Dowling for solo tackles. Dowling in that defensive secondary for Hawaii. 3rd down and 2 for Fresno State. This is their opening drive. Brad Stetter gives the ball to Miller, trying to get to the outside. Miller eludes 1, eludes 2, gets the 1st down, and is able to push the ball inside the 30 to the 29. Another 1st down for Fresno State. K. Almonte finally halted him.
Miller that time goes into the middle. It's clogged up there, so he breaks it to the outside, and Monte makes the tackle right here. Saves what would have been a touchdown. Miller had nothing but green in front of him on that play.
Darren Newborn comes in as the tight end. They come out in double tight end formation. The ball is on the 29. Brad Stetter throws. That is complete. And Isaac Kinter makes his 1st reception of the game. That's his 4th of the year. He has 1 touchdown. Last year against Hawaii, he was 2 for 13 with a touchdown from Brad Stetter. So they know each other very, very well. Kinter is the junior. So it is 2nd down. They have to go to the 19 for the 1st down. They have it at the 23. Brad Stetter back to throw, 3-man pattern with time, throws over the middle, short pattern. That is complete inside the 15-yard line to Anthony Harding. Harding all the way down to the 11. So Fresno State right now shredding the Hawaii defense.
Just simple football right there. The outside receivers running up the middle. Bear Pascal cleared out. You see him, number 85 right there. He's clearing his man downfield. They go underneath to the underneath route to the running back, and it's a big gain for Fresno State. Sets him up at 1st and 10.
Ilimimian hit him first, and then Kiso Kahane finished him off. 1st down, the ball at the Warrior 11-yard line. Ball is given to Harding, and Harding is able to explore the secondary for Hawaii all the way down to the 7. They can get a 1st down at the 1, but this is a very impressive opening drive for Fresno State.
Not the way Hawaii wanted to start it. They come out, get a big run on their first play, then they stall, punt it over to Fresno State, and Fresno State so far has been slicing through the Hawaii defense.
Jiro Tutu is to the far side, along with West. Harding in the backfield with Brad Stetter. 2nd down and about 6 for the 1st down, 7 for the touchdown. They try for the touchdown, incomplete. Ball was intended for West. Covering on the play was Ryan Mouton.
West is out,
tested in that secondary.
West is out there 6'1", going right at Hawaii's best defender, Ryan Mouton. And Ryan Close coverage on the play and makes the play. Hawaii stopping Fresno State right there, but they've got another chance now. It's 3rd and 6.
Ajiro Tutu is to the far side, along with Evans. Bradstater looking, dancing, throwing. That is incomplete. Tried for the back of the end zone. Tried for the back of the end zone to Pasco. And Braston Satelli retreated with him and was able to interfere with the ball, at least in preventing the catch.
Hawaii with the 12th defender right here being the back of the end zone. There, Pasco, they has to cut the pattern off short. The ball was right there, but the Hawaii defense with that compacted field, Satelli, Hayward Roberts also able to get in there and mix it up, and Greg Pasco would stop that.
Gessling trying the field goal, short chip shot, and that field goal is good from about the 16-yard line, 26-yarder. The opening drive for Fresno State proves productive. Fresno State goes from their own 11-yard line. They have to settle for the field goal at the end, but they do establish offensive momentum, and they do establish the first 3 points of the game.
If Hawaii takes anything out of that, it's the fact that Fresno State only gets 3 out of it, out of a very solid drive to open a ball game for the Bulldogs. The crowd getting into it, but Hawaii just turning away with 3 points there. Now Hawaii has to respond first on special teams, and with that offense, Funaki looking shaky in his first couple of passes.
So Hawaii will try to get the field position on this kickoff. 8 minutes and 32 seconds left here in the first quarter. There you see Bradstater. Bradstater was trying for his 9th touchdown pass of the year, and he went to the bear. Pasco, but he was unable to hold on. There you see Greg McMackin in his first year. Ron Lee is the offensive coordinator. Cal Lee, the defensive coordinator for Hawaii. That was impressive because when you look at the statistics of Fresno State is 3rd in total offense, 407 yards. As far as putting up the yardage in all facets of football, both running and in passing, Hawaii is 3rd in total defense, allowing only 335 yards a game.
And Greg McMackin going hands-on with the Hawaii defense right here, watching his unit pretty much get run over by Fresno State on that first drive. That Hawaii defense needs to answer, and as I said, Hawaii's offense needs to as well. As Funaki was behind on his first pass, way ahead on his second one. They need a good game out of that quarterback position, especially in hostile territory here on the road.
So Fresno State already on the field for the kickoff. There you see a smattering of Hawaii stalwarts.
They're mixed in with a sea of red.
And a lot of empty seats. Not a capacity crowd by any stretch. So Mouton is deep, and Gessling will kick off. 3-0 Fresno State.
Kevin Gessling.
Kicks off into the corner. Coming up is Mouton. Takes it at the 11. Breaks through at the 30. He's at the 40. Mouton trying for midfield. He achieves that. Mouton may go all the way. The 30. The 20. The 10. Brilliant kickoff return. Hawaii leads at 7-3. If they make the extra point.
Ryan Mouton regarded as Hawaii's best defensive player, and he shows that he's pretty good on special teams as well. That's how you get the crowd out of it on the road. He took it when he caught the football on the far side of the field. It looked like it was wide open for him on the near side. There was a lot of green on that side, but he took it the hard way right through the teeth of that special team return unit for Fresno State, and the result, a quick 6.
One of the criticisms of the special teams was the kickoff return unit. They were not giving the receiver good field position. Well, they did that time, especially the blocking up the far sideline. That sprung him at the 30. And then after that, it was a foot race. And Mouton just left everybody in his wake. Here's Keller. Is it 7? It's not good. It's not good.
There is a flag down, and Hawaii, a poor job right there. They get the special teams unit out to kick the extra point. Not everybody made it out there. Trying to get extra people out there couldn't do it in time, and the result is a miss right here. Let's see what the call is.
What is the matter with Kelly? I gave him the 7 points when he went into the end zone.
You tried it.
I tried to be as positive as I could.
See, what happened? What it looked like, they had 10 guys out on the unit. Satelli was lined up on the wing trying to wave a guy out there. Could not do it. So they just kind of rushed it. He was trying to call somebody out into the field with 9 seconds left on the play clock. So Kelly had to kind of go back and line it up quickly. And the rush on the special teams unit results in a miss right there. 6-3 lead for Hawaii.
And that takes some of the luster off that terrific kickoff return of 89 yards by Mouton. So it is 6-3 Hawaii. Able to show you that kickoff return again, I believe.
When he caught it on the far side, as I said, it looked like the near side of the field was wide open because he's backed up onto that sideline, but he just picks the shortest distance between 2 points, goes right through the teeth of that Fresno State defense, puts on a couple of moves, and once he gets out in the open field, they're not going to catch him. He takes it to the house, and Ryan Mouton, he's one of those guys that could put the team on his shoulders, and right there he did on that special teams play. So if you take a look at it again, you see everybody on the return, the kick coverage return unit for Fresno State packed them to one side of the field as the ball was kicked over there. But Mouton went right through it, turns on the afterburners, and he is aloha at a quick 6 for Hawaii.
Newborn tried to catch him, couldn't do it. Mouton just turned on the afterburners and went all the way. But Kelly misses the point after. So the troubles continue for Dan Kelly.
Yeah, that does take some of the shine off of that great play by the University of Hawaii. And that's the kind of thing that you take the crowd right out of it, and you miss the extra point and gets them right back in it a little bit. And I always think the Hawaii defense can come out here and get some plays going and get some momentum for the guys in white tonight. Almost said green, but they're in white.
Fresno State leads the all-time series against Hawaii, and they've been playing quite a long time, 20-19, and there was one tie. Pat Hill, however, is only 4-7 against Hawaii. June Jones was his nemesis. And this is the first meeting of Pat Hill and Greg McMackin. Hawaii leading 6-3, an electrifying kickoff return by Ryan Mouton. A.J. Jefferson is deep. A.J. Jefferson had a kickoff return last year against Hawaii at Aloha Stadium. Jefferson is on the left, and Chaston West is also back there with him. So Kelly will kick off. Go to Jefferson. Was he down? Picks it up, gets out over the 25, and let's see. A fumble. Hawaii may have come up with it. And they do.
So this play is going to start off at 1 where the Fresno State guys are hoping that he wasn't down. Now they're going to hope that he was down. I'm almost sure they're going to review this one to see if the returner was down, but that's a clear fumble for Hawaii and another big play on special teams. You cannot say that enough. The special teams unit has been taking some shots, and they are responding here in the early going with the exception of the lineup for that extra point.
Jason Rago came up with it. It looked like he might have gone to his knee when he juggled the ball, but there is an injury, and it is A.J. Jefferson. See if his knees touched on the initial pickup. Here comes the kick. And the ball lands.
Well, he was up because he did not have possession of it, so he was not down there, and a big break for Hawaii.
So Hawaii does have a big break on that fumble recovery. A turnover. That's only the third turnover of the season for Hawaii. And a triple wide receiver to the right. First down at the 30 of Fresno State. Funaki may run. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. Funaki inside the 15 puts his head down. And that's enough for a first down. So Funaki presenting to Fresno State that option of either passing or running, and that time it worked to perfection.
Funaki's, when he takes off out of the pocket like that, arguably Hawaii's best ground gainer when he's on the run like that from the quarterback position. And Hawaii will take those yardages because that's going to help up open that passing game. And boy, this is a big series for Hawaii if they can get a score here early on.
Funaki to Polaris. Polaris trying to wedge his way to the 10-yard line, and that's all. Secondary comes up to help. The red shirts up front. Chris Lewis was there. Number 93. So that'll bring up second down, 9 yards to go. The ball just outside the 10-yard line for Hawaii.
The middle of that defensive line for Fresno State, not the best place to go. They go 300, 270 deep in that middle. That's some beef up front for the Bulldogs.
Malcolm Lane has come into the game. Funaki on the option. And Polaris is just swallowed up by the redshirts. That was thrown to the short side of the field. It was easy for Fresno State to then take away all possibilities of gain on the near side, and we do have a penalty flag.
Yeah, throw on a holding call for Hawaii, I believe.
Holding. Offense, number 63. 10-yard penalty.
Chris Lewis
Repeat,
and
second down.
Jordy came up to double team Polaris. So a penalty against Hawaii.
The calls at 63. Bryson Ginlock, 6'2", 310-pound sophomore. He takes this guy down there. You see him on the left side. The left guard tackles this guy to the line, to the ground there. And that's not what Hawaii needed. As they get a big break on their special teams turnover, now trying to punch it in. Up only 6-3.
Malcolm Lane, along with Bain and Washington to the far side. Salas to the near side. Gets away from one man. And Funaki gets inside the 20-yard line. And that'll bring up third down long yardage. Mark Roberts, good pressure there. And also Sean Plummer. They had him dead to rights. David Farmer comes into the game in the backfield for Hawaii. Comes in for Polaris. Third down. The ball on the 18-yard line. Polaris to throw. Looking for Salas. Throws end zone. Overthrows him. He was double teamed all the way.
Yeah, not the best choice. Salas did not have separation, and he had two guys right in his back pocket. That'll bring out Dan Kelly, and he missed on the extra point earlier. And let's see how this turns out here. He's been having his troubles this season.
Owens and Jordy double teamed him. So here's Kelly. He needs something good to happen to him.
He does. A big win for the Fresno State defense right now in a quick turnaround. They stop Hawaii and force a field goal attempt.
36-yard attempt. Ball is placed down. The kick on its way. This one looks good. It is good.
Boy, he needed that, didn't he?
So Kelly makes it now 9-3 in favor of Hawaii. Hawaii takes advantage of that fumble by A.J. Jefferson. And now Hawaii has a 6-point advantage here in the first quarter with 5 minutes and 38 seconds left. So Hawaii's been opportunistic. The special teams have played wonderfully well for Hawaii. The special teams who have struggled all season long. Remember, Hawaii has come in here with just one win, and that was against a 1AA team, Weber State. And they lost their first WAC game last year. But here, against Fresno State, the number 22 team in the country, number 21 in one of the polls, They are 3 touchdown favorites in this game, and they trail by 6 points here in the first quarter. Now you see Pat Hill. Pat Hill with his mantra, anytime, any place, anybody.
And he's lived up to that this year. At Rutgers, had an overtime battle at Toledo. They played in the Rose Bowl last week at UCLA. They need to be on the road. Their only home game, they lost to Wisconsin, although Wisconsin was a top 10 team.
And Fresno State was leading in that game. Rashad Evans deep, along with West. This is West. He's hit and dropped at the 24-yard line. Excellent solo tackle that time for Hawaii.
I think of Dane Porlis.
That was Dane. Yeah, that was Dane Porlis.
He got up there, saw the ball carrier coming at him, got into his breakdown stance, wrapped up, made a great solid tackle.
So it is first down for Fresno State. Watch this tackle by Porlis. Good one-on-one as he brings down Chaston.
When you take
Chaston West.
You take out the missed extra point, and so far the Hawaii special teams unit has ramped it up big time from what we've seen in the early part of the season.
First down for Fresno State from their own 25. Handoff. And into the line it goes Lanye Miller. Miller out of Henderson, Nevada. Against Hawaii last year, he carried the ball 17 times for 78 yards and no touchdowns. So he has played against Hawaii. He has played against personnel making up the Hawaii defense, even though many of them have left. But this defensive team for Hawaii has much experience. And we'll see how they do here. Second down, long 6. Brad Stater with time. He throws, and that is complete to Isaac Kinter. And Kinter gets the first down. Hawaii just has no pressure. And Brad Stater sits back there, waits for the pattern to happen. And by that time, he used Kinter. Kinter last year against Hawaii, 2 for 13 yards, 1 touchdown, as we mentioned. So here he is, starting to be a factor in this game. Kinter in motion. Brad Stater to Harding. Harding finds a hole, gets almost to midfield. Excellent blocking that time by Fresno State.
So far, this Fresno State offense not missing a beat. Ryan Matthews, number 10 in the country as far as rushing yards goes. He's out of this game for Fresno State. But they've just come back with their reserve guys. These 2 juniors that they have, Miller and Harding, those guys have seen some playing time through the years, and right now that experience is paying off as they're getting some big chunks of yardage if we have an injury here for Hawaii.
One of the Hawaii players is down. That last tackle made by Braxton Satele. Helping him out was Roberts. And it could be Satele down. Well, let's see.
Injured on the play for Hawaii.
I think it is, yes. And they're already, the Hawaii linebacking core already without Adam Leonard. Did not get the start in this game because of a bad hamstring. So Satele has to go out. And of course, Blaze Soares is not, we've not seen him all year long because of injuries. So Hawaii, the linebacking core right now, taking some shots.
4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first period. Hawaii playing opportunistic football. They lead it 9-3.
2nd and 3.
On an 80-yard kickoff return by Ryan Mouton. 36-yard field goal by Calif. Well, it's given to Harding. Harding at the line of scrimmage, ankle tackle.
Anthony Harding.
And he is ankle tackled there.
David Vaikune, that's great.
Yeah, that's Vaikune.
Great play by him because Harding broke out to the edge, got blocked up the middle, tried to break it outside. There was a lot of space in front of him, but Vaikune able to keep his feet and chase him down from behind, and that saved a big game for this Hawaii defense.
That is enough for the first down. That moves the ball into Hawaii territory to the 48-yard line.
Vic Cooney throwing off Bear Pascal. No small task. Pascal goes 6'5", 260 as a tight end.
Kinter in motion again. Brad Stater hands the ball to Miller. And Miller able to turn the corner inside the 45 to approximately the 43-yard line. Tyson Kafensis in the game, number 8, made the tackle.
Just a basic running play right here. The offensive line now block to the left. The running back gets in there and follows him. Big pickup for Fresno State. They're on first down. Sets up a second and about 6.
Ball at the 44. Majiro Tutu is to the far side and West to the near side, the wide receivers. Second down, long 5 for Fresno State. Brad Stater gives the ball with it. Up the middle is Miller. And Miller is short of the first down, but he's able to follow his interference. And that offensive line, find escort service, they're providing it. And that gets it to about the 39, and that will bring up third down and 1.
Fresno State against UCLA last week had a couple of long drives to eat the clock and keep the Bruins off the football field and not able to score. And right now they're doing the same thing to Hawaii in a 3rd and short.
Harding now has come into the backfield. Also with Harding is Raynard Camp, the fullback. No doubt a running play here. And the quarterback sneak it for the first down. So Fresno State continues to inexorably move the ball down the field. First down at the 38-yard line of Hawaii. We see Rich Miano with the signals, the defensive signals. And Jiro Tutu has come back into the game. So has West. Jiro Tutu is to the left and West to the right. In motion is Kinter. Fumble. That's the way you have it. They do. Second turnover for Fresno State.
Well, we talked about it against San Jose State. Hawaii desperately needed turnovers in that ballgame. Did not get them. But they're getting them here tonight. Last time on a special teams turnaround, they got a field goal out of it. Another opportunity now for Hawaii to go down and score some points as they get a turnover. A much needed turnover against this Fresno State team.
Tuika Tufunga from Laie. He went to New Mexico Highlands before transferring to Hawaii. But Tufunga is able to come up with the fumble. Hawaii another opportunity when we come back. 1:27 left in the first quarter.
K5, the home team.
The keys to tonight's game are sponsored by Kaiser Permanente. Live well, be well, and thrive.
Well, for Hawaii, it's Ko the Tio. 6 turnovers last time out against San Jose State. So far, they've done that. And it's Fresno State that's put the pig on the turf. And for Fresno State, they need to defend their dog pound. Only 5 home games for this Fresno State team. One a couple of weeks ago against Wisconsin. Tonight against Hawaii, they only have 5. They play 7 on the road. So in their few home games, they need to defend this dog pound turf.
Funaki continues at quarterback. First down at the 37-yard line for Hawaii. Funaki to Polaris, trying to get around the corner. It's a race over the 40, and he's bumped out of bounds at the 41. Let's take a look at the starters to tonight's game. Starting lineup sponsored by Hawaiian Tel Federal Credit Union, where membership is open to all island residents. Elima, you belong. It was not Polaris. It was Daniel Libre. So Libre just into the game, number 26. Libre, that was his 22nd carry. Came into the game with 101 yards. 2nd down and 7. The ball at the Hawaii 41. Polaris rolling, looking. Polaris throws. That is complete to Salas. He's at midfield. He's into Fresno State territory. Moses Harris tracked him down for Fresno State.
First down in Bulldog territory.
And here is Fresno State's defense. That's the defensive front for Fresno State. You'll see the linebackers coming up here. Then Jacobs, and he tackles. And then the defensive secondary. First down for Hawaii on the 49-yard line of Fresno State. Hawaii leading 9-3. 19 seconds left. Ellis given to Libre around the corner to the 40. Libre breaks an ankle tackle, gets inside the 35 to the 33. That's enough for a first down, and that's not Libre, that's Polaris. No, it is Libre.
It is Libre. We talked about it earlier. The Hawaii offense felt like they could have some success running the football. They don't run it often. They've been running it more than last year, but they don't run it often. But against UCLA, this Fresno State defense gave up 230 yards on the ground, a couple of running scores. So Hawaii thought if they could get the running game going, that would be a benefit to them. And so far, the running game has been there.
That's the end of the first quarter. Hawaii leading 9-6. Are you surprised? Remember, Fresno State was a 3-touchdown favorite on their home field against a team that is yet to win in the conference. Hawaii takes the lead after the first quarter.
The day begins the same as it has every day for over 130 years. With generations of brewmasters still hand-selecting the finest hops and 2- and 6-row barley. With a stubborn commitment to an age-old recipe, which costs so much to brew and age. It's a tradition of quality we'll always stand by. Some things aren't meant to change. Some things never will.
The first year we entered Merry Monarch was 1979. We haven't missed a year since then. One of the best parts is getting on that Hawaiian Airlines plane every year, because once we get on that plane, we're all together in a canoe and we stay together until we get back to Oahu. It's way too much fun to miss.
Born and bred in these islands, only one airline is Hawaiian.
KHNL News 8 saves you money. Now you can eat out and just pay half. Watch KHNL News 8 today, every Thursday at 6:35 a.m. for the featured restaurant. Then log on to KHNL.com and click on the Just Pay Half icon to purchase a $50 gift certificate for just $25. This week, log on to KHNL.com for the Mandalay, offering fine Asian cuisine, lunchtime dim sum, and event catering. The Mandalay is the perfect choice.
We begin the second period. Hawaii leading 9-6. Polaris is in the game. He's in the slot off to the left side. Funaki looking. Now throw, sideline pattern. That is complete to Salas, I believe. Right on the sideline, they say it's a good throw and a good catch. That is enough for a first down. Gain of 16 on the play. HMSA Health Report is sponsored by HMSA, working for a healthier Hawaii. For the Warriors, Rocky Savainaya not playing tonight. And, of course, Fresno State without Ryan Matthews, their leading ground game. Handoff inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. See where the umpire is going to be Libre.
Chris Lewis defending.
So Lewis was there. Chris Lewis, number 93, for Fresno State. Hawaii leading 9-3. We're just into the second period.
Second and
On the ball on the 19 of Fresno State. This is where the yards get tough. Hawaii, however, leads the WAC as far as red zone offense is concerned. They've had 9 trips into the red zone, and they've been able to score 9 times. They lead the conference in that department. Funaki Knocked out of bounds at the 21-yard line, and he took a shot. Ben Jacobs hit him.
The Bulldogs linebacker, number 54.
Frenaki trying to buy himself some time here, but the Fresno State defense playing good coverage. They stretch it out. Frenaki tried to keep it alive as long as he could, but he takes a big shot, a push out of bounds right here. It goes into the signage. Let's see how Hawaii responds now on 3rd and long. They are in the teeth of the student section here at Fresno State. Here comes the crowd. They're going right into the student section of that end of the ballpark.
Salas, Polaris, and Washington to the left. Ball is given to Libre, trying to turn the corner at the 20. Libre bounces outside at the 15 and is rolled down at the 12-yard line. Moses Harris trailed the play. And on that 3rd down play, Hawaii fails to get to the marker, and we will see Dan Kelly again.
Good effort by Hawaii right there, but you got to figure that with the chances they've been giving, with the special teams turnover that Fresno State popped up, then another one on the drive, you got to figure at some point Hawaii's going to have to cross the goal line here and not settle for field goals.
29-yard field goal attempt out of the hold of Grasso. Jake Ingram, the long snapper. That kick is up. It is kicked with authority.
It is good.
3 more for Hawaii. They now lead it 12-3. 12:56 left to play in the first half here in Fresno, California.
Catch all the excitement of big Bulldog.
You nailed that presentation, man.
Thanks. Oh, yeah. Sell it. Can you believe this market?
Are you hungry? Here's your snack.
In fact, is sponsored by Jack in the Box, or they don't make it until you order it. Fresno State, student body of 20,299. They founded the university in 1911. The stadium capacity, 41,031. And they are very active athletically. Fresno State still celebrating the national championship of their baseball team. And for good reason. That, in my opinion, was the greatest trip through the College World Series in the history of the college game. They were underdogs the whole way.
And one of the greatest achievements by a WAC team on a national level.
Jefferson and West are deep. Kelly will kick off. Hawaii leading 12-3. Kelly with 2 field goals in this game. He came in 2 for 6 in field goals. He is now, of course, 4 for 8. He has missed a PAT in this game. Kelly kicks off. It will go to Chaston, and then he lets it go into the end zone. And so Fresno State will start at their 20-yard line. As you see, Jefferson to the left and Chaston to the right. Hawaii has taken advantage of 2 turnovers, and they've turned it into points. 2 turnovers, fumbles by Fresno State.
And we've seen a couple of games here at Fresno State where once they start turning it over, it turns sort of into an epidemic. You remember Dwayne Wright a couple of years ago, both at Aloha Stadium, here at Bulldog Stadium, he had some turnovers, and it started a big swing for Hawaii. Let's see if the Hawaii defense can rise up here. Fresno State has pretty much been able to move the football at will.
Pasco goes into the backfield. 5 eligible receivers for Brad Stater. Throws over the middle. It's tipped. It's intercepted. Another turnover.
What did we just say about epidemics? Hawaii gets another one. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. One of the defensive linemen stepped back into coverage. I did not get his number, but watch him get the hand up right there. Tap it up in the air. I think it's Josh Leonard. And Kiao Monte comes up with the interception. This is exactly how Hawaii needed to play this thing on defense. Get active, get their hands up, knock the passes around, get some turnovers. And boy, Hawaii, we'll say it again, they need a touchdown right here. They have that 12-3 lead, but they need a touchdown to silence this crowd.
Rashad Evans was the intended receiver. The ball was, as you said, tipped by Leonard, intercepted by Monte. It is Monte's 2nd interception of the season. Rolling is Funaki. Now throws. It is Incomplete.
The play's going to come back. Hawaii did not get it set up on offense before the snap of the ball. They had a receiver on the near side moving at the snap of the ball. Tough break for Hawaii.
So here is the official.
Illegal shift. Offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty.
Aaron Bain.
First down.
So Hawaii will be penalized. The referee is Land Clark. His parents got together and they wanted to name him Land.
They settled on Land. That's the way it's gone in this game for Hawaii. They got the special teams return by Mutan for the only touchdown of the game. Then they miss the extra point. Then they get a couple of turnovers, only get field goals out of it, and then they get snake bit right here on the illegal shift.
1st and 15. The ball at the 32. Quick pass. That is complete to Salas. And Salas is able to motor with the ball inside the 32, about the 29. Still, it will bring up long yardage, second down long yardage because of the penalty. Ben Jacobs was there to diagnose that play. Greg Salas making the reception. Salas came into the game with 13 receptions, 177 yards. And he did have a touchdown against Florida. Second down and 11 for Hawaii. The ball at the 28 of Fresno State. Hawaii trying to capitalize on a turnover for the 3rd time. Funaki back to throw. In the pocket. Throws one over the middle. That is caught. Touchdown. Malcolm Lane, who left last week's game with an injury, has come back. Watch this catch by Lane. Perfectly laid in there by Funaki.
Splitting the zone is Funaki, and we talked about him being able to get it done with his legs. He says leg this. He puts that one right on the money. Good downfield pass to stretch the defense, and we talked about it. Hawaii needed 6. They got it, and they are up 18-3, going for 19 on the extra point.
In is Kelly, and he kicks it. 19-3. Hawaii leads, and we take a look. This may be the best pass of the year by Inoki Funaki because he threw that ball. There was double coverage. Funaki threw it perfectly in between the two defenders.
The catch not bad either. The catch not bad either.
Giving people the
Pacific Bank sponsors the Loyalty Award by donating $100 toward the Central Pacific Bank Endowed Scholarship Fund for every touchdown Hawaii scores. Central Pacific Bank, fiercely loyal banking and a member of the FDIC. Hawaii now leading 19-3. 3 turnovers have come back, and they have really bitten Fresno State. There's the kickoff, bouncing. And that is picked up by Jefferson. Jefferson falls down at the 20-yard line. There's something going on with Fresno State.
Yeah, he was all by himself, tried to make a cut and went down on the turf. And Fresno State, Hawaii needed this kind of start to take the crowd out of it as you take a look at Inoki Funaki.
Inoki Funaki threw a very high-quality pass for the touchdown. And you can see his emotion sweeping over him. Hawaii leading 19-3. Much time left in this game and in this period. 11:53. Here comes Fresno State again. They've been able to move the ball only to fumble twice and throw an interception. First down from the 20. This is Miller. Miller at the line of scrimmage, and they wedge him to the turf after a short game.
Kind of get the hope that these plays that are going Hawaii's way just starts a snowball rolling to get some momentum for this Hawaii defense. If they can come up with a stop here without relying on a turnover, you kind of get the feeling that the good things start to happen for Hawaii. It'll snowball and gets things going for the Warriors here.
Kiso Kahami made that last tackle for Hawaii, gaining the play of about 2.5. They try Miller again. And Miller over the 25 to approximately the 27-yard line. And the white shirts have converged on him yet another time. That'll bring up 3rd down. There you see the Hawaii defense. And oh, haven't they played well. They've been able to capitalize on turnovers. And they have played a very significant game here so far in the first half. 3rd down and 3. Big play for Fresno State. In motion is Kinter. They overload the right side. Here's the pitch to Harding. Harding is close to the first down. Harding is able to leap over the first man. And then Joshua Leonard was able to reach out and get him.
Wow. That is a generous spot. I thought he went down in the 30. They're going to give him almost the 31. Now they're going to measure, and I think they're going to have the first down. But wow, that spot was very advantageous, to say the least.
Well, the name of the referee is Land.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a first down, and Fresno State is going to catch a break, because it looked like from up here that spot was very generous.
Oh, they're short.
Maybe I spoke too soon, but Pat Hill, what is he going to gamble for it right here? He's deep on his own end. Brand State is coming into the game. They're going to go for it. The way they've been running the power ball right here, who can blame them?
So Harding will be in the backfield, and he'll be back there with Raynard Camp, the fullback. Pasco also has come into the game. We'll see if they go to a double tight end alignment. Fourth down and about a foot. See if Brad Stater, quarterback, sneaks.
Why not?
He does. So Brad Stater gets the first down for Fresno State. 10:38 left to play in the first half. And if you just joined us, surprise, surprise, Hawaii leading 19-3. So Fresno State trying to put together what could be a clock-consuming drive here to keep the ball away from Hawaii. Funaki with that touchdown pass of the year. That's his second touchdown. He threw that touchdown in the Florida game to Salas. And now this one to Malcolm Lane. Good hole, big game for Lanye Miller. Miller all the way to the 40-yard line. Finally rolled down by Mouton. Excellent blocking that time by Fresno State.
Ryan Matthews, the big guy, sophomore, but he's 10th in the nation in rushing. He's out of this ball game with an injury, but Fresno State has not missed him. Look at the power running right here. Lanye Miller getting it going. Look at the blocking up front. Big hole. He slices through that. Big gain on first down. Sets up a second and short and opens up the playbook for Fresno State.
Second down and about 2. Big hole again. This is Harding inside the 40. Finally chased down from behind. Hawaii looking for something inside, and Fresno State went outside. Eric Robinson finally rode him to the turf. And Fresno State with a big gainer.
And after 3 early turnovers, the Fresno State crowd looking for something to get pumped up about, and they get it right here. Look at Harding break the tackles at the point of attack, and then it turns on the speed burners. The Hawaii secondary has to step up and make the tackle after a big game for Fresno State.
So Fresno State with the ball at the Hawaii 27-yard line. They're behind 19-3. Again, the ball is given this time to Miller. They are really running off that left side. All the way to the 19. That's another big play. And that'll bring up second down and 2. Braston Sattelli finally halted his progress.
He went out of the game injured earlier. Good to see Braston Sattelli back in there, but right now Fresno State pretty much having their way with the Hawaii defense, especially with their power running game. Hawaii needs to come up with some answers here to keep this lead.
Let's go. The tight end is flexed to the far side. I formation. Pasco in motion, running again toward the left, and this time Hawaii diagnoses the play. And they make the tackle at about the 20-yard line.
And another fumble by Fresno State, but this time they jump back on it. Josh Leonard, a big guy in the middle. Braston Sattelli there. Kiso Kahane also for Hawaii. The Hawaii defense, just as we talked about it, they needed a play. They make some penetration right here to stop the running play. Take a look at it. The penetration comes from the left side, and the ball does pop out.
Yeah, it does.
But Fresno State there to jump on it. They dodge a bullet.
Third down, 3rd and 3 from the 20. The motion again is Pasco. They give it to Harding. Harding knifes inside the 20 to about the 18, very close to a first down.
Harding.
He may be short.
The 17-yard line.
Yala Watson there to make the tackle for Hawaii. That'll bring a 4th down and 1. Here comes Miller.
It's 4th down, less than a yard.
Also Vince Pasco, the fullback. Now, on 2 occasions before this, we've seen quarterback sneaks.
Going for it again, second time on this drive. They're going for it on 4th down. It's Fresno State. See if Hawaii can make a statement.
The motion is Vince Pasco. Ball is given to Miller. He has the first down.
Miller, number 14. Miller, Fresno State.
Well, the ball is placed on the 14-yard line. Fresno State inexorably moving the ball again. Miller, big hole. Boy, they're just opening up that hole in the middle. And on this particular drive, they have run to the left side. Roston Sattelli made the stop again. Miller continues in the backfield. In motion is Pasco, the tight end. Right shoulder throws. Wide open. Wide open was number 48.
Intended for Raynard Camp.
And that was for Camp, the fullback. Camp hasn't caught a pass all year, and that may be why.
Hands of stone. He is so alone. He needs counseling. Ball pops right out of his hands. That's a big break for Hawaii.
Hawaii trying to shore up that defense. They keep changing personnel. Ball is given sweep to the near side with interference to the 10 and knocked out of bounds short of the 5-yard line. That's Lanye Miller.
Or Fresno State just getting it done with power football. They just line it up, blow people off the ball. And like you said, this whole drive, they've been pounding it out on that left side with great results. Take a look at it. The guys in red are just going to blow Hawaii people off the ball. Good blocking downfield. The Hawaii defense has 3 turnovers. Hawaii has 3 turnovers given to them so far in this game, or they've taken away, I should say, from Fresno State. They need another one out.
Fresno State comes out again in that I formation. Vince Pasco in motion. They give it to Miller. Tripped up in the backfield. Touchdown of the season.
He just gets back behind his offensive line. They mix it up, and he just powers his way into the end zone.
Fresno State has a good game plan here, because if they can keep that defense on the field for Hawaii and still gain yardage and take a lot of time off the clock, Hawaii defense becomes less efficient and less efficient as the game goes on.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 12 men on the field. Half the difference of the goal. Try.
So early on an extra point try for Hawaii, they had less than 11 on the field. Now they try to defend an extra point. They have more than 11 on the field. Both of those not going to work.
6:20 left. Timeout has been called here in the second period. Hawaii now leading 19-9. And Fresno State has thoughts here of going for 2. And we'll see what Pat Hill does. Pat Hill is going out to talk to one of the officials, I think, about he's going for 2, and then they should expect that.
Check your ticket stubs for special offers from Carl Jr.
That was an impressive drive by Fresno State.
And who can blame him for going for it right here? Their power running game has been working all throughout this first half. They get a half a distance to the goal line penalty, puts it on the yard-and-a-half line right here. Fresno State liking their chances. This would be a good time for Hawaii to come up with a big stop right here and get a little bit of that momentum back on their side of the field.
Fresno State will come out, and they are going to try to go for two. That would make it 19-11. Hawaii leading. High formation again. It's to Miller. They're going to try to sweep it. And Miller gets crushed at the 4-yard line. They don't get the two-point conversion.
Kept out of the end zone.
So Fresno State trying for that two-point conversion, trying to use some momentum here to carry them close. They still trail by 10.
This is Hawaii. This is your beer. Shaka for Steinlager. Hawaii's way to unwind. Steinlager, just make the sign. You want a beer, brewed pure and smooth. Steinlager goes with every mood. This is Hawaii. This is your beer. Shaka for Steinlager.
I learned early from my coaches that success comes from a lot of hard work. Then about 2 years ago, I thought my career might be over because of extreme pain in my shoulder. I couldn't practice, I could hardly even compete. I could have gone to any surgeon in the country, but I came to trust the bone and joint specialist at Straub because a coach of mine is one of them. They treated my shoulder, and now with their help, I'm back. When it really mattered, I chose Straub.
Attention Yamaha Rhino ATV drivers. There have been widespread reports of severe injuries and deaths due to rollover accidents.
If your loved one has been injured, call me right now. You may be entitled to a large cash award.
Rollover accidents can cause broken bones, amputation.
Proudly presents their newest product, the long-awaited Mika Mints. Click on BigIslandCandies.com to place your order now.
Yeah, you'll be forgiven. At the conclusion of tonight's game, Bank of Hawaii will continue its recognition of excellence in collegiate athletics by sponsoring our choice of a player from each team as the most outstanding player. Kevin Gessling will kick off. Ryan Mouton is deep for Hawaii. There you see him there. Mouton and kickoff returns in this game 103 yards, including an 89-yarder for a touchdown.
Last time he touched it, be a good time for another one, huh?
Gessling kicks it off. That's taken on the 6. Here he comes again. Mouton trying to go to the sideline. And they finally twirl him to the turf as he gets to the 25-yard line.
I think it's going to be a block in the back against Hawaii.
Austin Raphael, number 51.
Austin Raphael there to make the stop for Fresno State.
Illegal block in the back. Return to number 22. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Hawaii leading 19-9. They've got to keep the momentum going, trying to put together a time-consuming drive to eat up clock here in the second half.
And Inoki Funaki last pass, a beautiful one for a Hawaii touchdown. Hopefully that gets the momentum on Hawaii side, gets his confidence going. And we know he can do it with his footwork. If that got the momentum back on his shoulders, he can get it done passing. This could be a big drive for Hawaii if they can take it the length of the field here.
Line of scrimmage is the 9-yard line. 4-man rush. On the near side. Only back to the line of scrimmage is Wright Jackson. Leon Wright Jackson. Wright Jackson had a big run early in this game. Marvin Haynes was able to string Jackson out and drop him at the line of scrimmage. Now they say he gained a yard to the 10. So it's second down and 9 yards to go for Hawaii. 5:40 left to play in the first half. Funaki. Quick pass. That is complete to Michael Washington. And Washington makes his first reception of the game. Ben Jacobs dragged him down.
Washington, number 5.
Washington had, that's his 22nd reception of the season. So the ball is very close to the first down.
Fresno State that time came with a blitz on that side. They rotated the coverage over to that side of the field. Do we have a timeout here? They're going to measure.
They apparently are going to measure. And they are.
So Fresno State rotated the coverage to that side of the field, and Funaki just threw it to where the blitz is coming from, and Washington was out there and made the catch.
Very short distance to go for the first down. So Funaki, touchdown pass, really, if he had any doldrums at all, if he carried any negatives into this game, that erased them. A touchdown pass to Malcolm Lane. Great throw, great catch.
Show some confidence in Funaki. 3rd and inches, have him throw it here. Throw the football.
Light Jackson. Quarterback sneak for Funaki. Funaki should have the first down, judging by the movement of the defense and the offense. We'll see where they place it. They've been shoveling that ball around, and we'll see where they finally put it down. And that is a first down.
Crowd does not like that, but the Fresno State was the beneficiary of a generous spot earlier in this game. At that time, Hawaii able to muscle the ball forward, get the first down that they needed, give them some breathing room just outside the 20-yard line, just inside the 20-yard line.
Salas is flanked to the left. Malcolm Lane on the other side. Ball is given to White Jackson. And Jackson struggles just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Jacobs has played a very good game at middle linebacker for Fresno State. Clock continues to tick here. Hawaii leading by 19 to 9. Second down, long yardage.
Malcolm Lane, bottom of the screen, all alone in single coverage on there.
They give it. No, they don't give it. This is Funaki to the 25. And Funaki goes to the 30-yard line. We have a penalty flag.
He eats the ball, brought down by Ike Jefferson.
Made the stop.
Flags down.
And we'll see what the call is.
It's in the area of holding.
Holding. Offense, number 63. Half the distance to the goal, we play second down.
That hurts. Second and 10. It is now second and 20. So Funaki walks over toward the Hawaii bench.
Walmart inside to 10.
Now he trots back into the huddle. Second down, long yardage.
Funaki's going to get out there and throw this thing with some confidence. If it is a passing play, his last pass was a good one. He's backed up against his own end zone. Let's see how it comes out with full away.
Funaki rolling almost into his end zone. Now sets up, now throws. That is complete. Threw the ball inside of the intended receiver. And that was Michael Washington. Good pressure that time by Chris Lewis of Fresno State. And that will bring up third down and long yardage. They have to go all the way to the 29-yard line, and they have it at the line of scrimmage, the 9.
Tough throw for Funaki right here on the rollout. He's going to have to throw the ball across his body. Get some good muster on it, but it's just a little bit behind Washington. Washington lets the ball hit him in the chest plate. It bounces right off. Third and monstrous for Hawaii right here. The crowd gets in it.
Washington trying to adjust for the catch slip. Ball is given up the middle, and there's nothing there. Third down and 20, and Hawaii gives the ball to Wright Jackson. And Leon Wright Jackson. Very short game. That'll bring up fourth down.
Coming up on 3 minutes left before halftime, and Fresno State's been getting it done with the run. Hawaii hoping right there they can turn it over to the defense. If Fresno State sticks with this running game, the clock will be a factor.
I can't figure out that call.
Yeah. Trying to buy themselves some space, I guess.
So Tim Grasso into punt, 41.5-yard average. He's got to root it out of there. Good snap. Gets it away. Excellent hang time. And with it is West. West is really stepped up.
Got to give credit to Jason Rager right there. He got called for the block in the back that stymied the drive, and he comes back with a big hit right there on special teams.
When we come back, there's 2 minutes and 31 seconds left to play. Excellent punt by Grasso. Hawaii leading by 10. Time to delve into the Hawaiian Airlines record book, sponsored by Hawaiian Airlines. Only one airline is Hawaiian. There you see the best records in the West since 2000. Fresno State was 70. Hawaii was 61. First down for Fresno State. Single setback. Harding, big hole. Harding to the 45. Harding all the way to the 38-yard line. So Fresno State has found something just either inside the tackle or outside the tackle on both sides. Solomon Elimimian finally got to Harding. You see Elimimian and Monte.
When the secondary is coming up to make the hit on a running play, that's not a good thing, as Fresno State goes quick.
Fresno State, quick count, short game. And Harding carrying it again. The line of scrimmage being the 38. He advanced the ball. We'll see where they put it down. They will put it down at the 35. Second down and 7. The clock has 2 minutes left. This would be equivalent to the 2-minute drill in the National Football League for Fresno State. They want to get on the board. They want to get on the board before the end of the first half. Brandstater to throw. 3-man pattern. Throws. That's complete to the 30. To the 25. Finally, down he goes. And that's Pasco, the tight end. So the Bear contributes. Pasco from Porterville, California, leading receiver on this team. Fresno State starting to have their way now with the Hawaii defense. Harding, single setback. Brandstater, Harding, try to get around the corner. And they chase him out of bounds. He just ran out of room. Line of scrimmage being the 26. When he's able to get it to the 24. Solomon Elimimian right there. That stops the clock with 1 minute and 28 seconds left to play in the first half.
Second and 8. 1:28 remaining in the half.
Fresno State just playing some simple, hard-nosed football right there. Hawaii with a chance to step up here. Second and long. Let's see if this Hawaii defense can get a stop. They need one.
From the shotgun, Brandstater hit as he throws. It's tapped in the air. It is intercepted. And with it is Monte. And out of bounds he goes. And Monte's second interception of this game. We'll see what the call is. That's another turnover for Fresno State. Now, Brent Stater is hit as he throws. The ball is high, and Monte picks it out of the air. Comes back by Pasco, and Pasco trips him up. Excellent pressure by David Vay-Kuning.
And we talked about playing simple football for Fresno State. Hawaii responded with simple football there. Pop people in the mouth. That's what they did to Brad Stater. Put the helmet on him, rushed the pass. It was tipped around, and a big turnover right when they needed it for Hawaii. Fresno State, 4 turnovers here in the first half.
Fresno State's got to be kicking themselves. I mean, they're moving the ball on the ground with great success. They go to the air. It backfires on them. Funaki gives the ball, and turning the corner is Polaris. And Hawaii stays. Oh, excuse me. Funaki have fooled me. He kept the ball around the near side. Almost a first down. In fact, it could be an 11-yard gain.
I think there's going to be a holding call here against Hawaii. We'll see.
Holding.
It is holding.
Offense, number 89. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Those holding calls are just killing Hawaii.
So all of a sudden, Hawaii has gotten very conservative, staying on the ground. 1:14 left. And it is now first down and 13. The ball at the 15. They have to go to the 28. Sullis and Malcolm Lane are the wide receivers again on the ground. And with it out over the 20, short of the 25-yard line, is Kealoha Polaris. Polaris out of Wahiawa went to Damien. Led the team in rushing. 388 yards and 3 touchdowns, 68 carries last season.
And Fresno State outgaining Hawaii right now. 229 to 172 in total yardage. 149 of those rushing yards for Fresno State. But if I had told you Hawaii would be 23 seconds from halftime up 10 coming in, that Hawaii fans would have taken it, and that's where we stand.
4 turnovers by Fresno State on their home field. Again, it goes to the setback back there with Funaki, and that is Polaris. 2 seconds, 1 second. That's the end of the first half. So Hawaii runs out the clock. Hawaii has been the benefit, has been the beneficiary of 4 turnovers in this first half. Pat Hill is not happy. Pat Hill is thinking, what is wrong? Every time I play this game, something happens to us. And there you see a coach that really is struggling with his emotions in his first year. Hawaii by 10. Like leading by 10. Let's take a look at the statistics of the first half. Sponsored by Coors Light. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. There you see the first downs. Fresno State with the advantage. Fresno State in rushing and passing. Fresno State slightly, and in total offense, 229 to 167. But
by Gonzalez, Monte gets the by 10 here at halftime.
Let's find out now what's on tap. Sponsored by Heineken. Turn to Russell. Find out what to look for in the second half.
For Hawaii, it's open it up. They got a 10-point lead.
Leading by 10. Leading by 10. Let's take a look at the statistics of the first half. Sponsored by Coors Light. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. There you see the first down. Fresno State with the advantage. Fresno State in rushing and passing. Fresno State slightly, and in total offense, 229 to 167. Turnover. Fresno State had turned the ball over 4 times. And Monte for Hawaii. Monte has 2 interceptions. They go with 2 fumbles. So those 4 turnovers have really spelled negativism for Fresno State. Now you see the points off the turnovers, 13.
Fresno State with no penalties in the first half. Hawaii's been snagged by a few of them. Let's take a look at the highlight here from the first half of Fresno State, despite being down on the scoreboard. A lot of highlights for them. This is Anthony Harding, a big run. Fresno State able to run a football, especially off the left side throughout the first half. But it's Lonnie Miller losing the football, and Hawaii would get the recovery. Fresno State got the recovery. That was good news for them because that would lead to this. This is Miller again. He runs it out of bounds in the 5-yard line. Then he takes in that fourth one out with him paying off 200 there. Fresno to get a touchdown right there. But Hawaii, they've got some answers for this Fresno State team. Helped up by some turnovers. Hawaii very active on defense to get some turnovers here. First of all, this is after Fresno State scored on a field goal. The ensuing kickoff goes to Ryan Utana. He's got some wheels and he's using them, taking it to the house. That gave Hawaii the lead, and they had the lead for the rest of the way in the first half, aided by some turnovers. Jason Regal coming up with the recovery on the kick return right there, and then another recovery, this time with Fresno State on offense. Hawaii very opportunistic here in the first half to get the 13 points, and then Calif hit by Justin Leonard. Monte gets the interception right there, and then that will lead to this. Malcolm Lane, beautiful pass by Inoki Funaki. Hawaii gets a touchdown out of that, and then to stop a late Fresno State drive in the first half, Monte his second interception. That translates into a 10-point lead for Hawaii, 19-9. And keep in mind now, Hawaii was a 3-touchdown underdog coming in, and they have the lead by 10 here at halftime.
Let's find out now what's on tap, sponsored by Heineken. I turn to Russell. Find out what to look for in the second half.
Well, for Hawaii, it's open it up. They've got the 10-point lead. You know, Fresno State's going to come out and hit it hard to try to turn this score around. Hawaii needs to open it up and keep the momentum going, and most importantly, keep that goose egg in the turnover column. And for Fresno State, they are notorious this season for starting off big in the third quarter. They've outscored the opposition 53-11 in the third quarter. Hawaii needs to stop that if they have some success here in the third.
Second half after this.
Proactive Solution has good news if you have a difficult pimple.
What a difference a week makes. Last week, Hawaii outplayed San Jose State, came out on the short end of the scoreboard. This time around, the numbers are all in favor of Fresno State, but Hawaii is up 10 on the scoreboard. A big second half of football for Hawaii right here.
Hawaii, remember, was up 17-7 to San Jose State, only losing that game 20-17. Harding carries it into the teeth of the Hawaii defense.
This K5 sports presentation is sponsored in part by Bank of Hawaii, Hawaiian Airlines. Only one airline is Hawaiian. And by Kaiser Permanente. Live well, be well, and thrive.
Second down and 9. Ball is kept by Brad Spader. Throws. That is complete to Pasco. And Pasco is wrestled to the ground at about the 20. Short gain on the play. Pasco, that big tight end. R.J. Kiesel-Kauhanu made the stop for Hawaii.
That's a big tackle for him because, as you said, Pasco is a NFL-sized tight end, 6'5", 260. And he caught that ball in space. And Kiesel-Kauhanu there to make the good open field tackle and bring him down. Sets up a 3rd and 6 for Fresno State, short of their own 20.
So this is a big play for Fresno State. They do not want to punt here. They want to put the pressure on Hawaii. They trail by 10. Triple wide receiver is to the right. In motion is Ajiro Tutu. Lance Better throws. That is intercepted. And Hawaii has it at the 10-yard line. R.J. Kiesel-Kauhanu put great pressure on, and Satelli, I believe, comes up with it.
Goes from bad to worse for Fresno State. Watch the pressure come from the outside. That puts the heat on Brand Stater, and he throws it right into the teeth of the Hawaii defense. It's a big interception for Hawaii. Boy, they need to capitalize on this right now. That's Braston Satelli with the big, huge, monstrous play on defense.
Hawaii has the ball at the 11-yard line. What a turn of events to start the second half. Funaki gives the ball. Aloha Polaris running laterally at the 10-yard line, turns the corner and gets it close to the 5.
Number 21. Checking for flags. There are none. And Aloha Polaris, he is a great football player, folks. He gets this football, and there are 2 defenders in front of him, and he just gets in there, mixes it up with them. A couple of guys are much bigger than he is, and he just runs it to the outside, stretches it, gets to the sideline, turns it up, and gets as much as he can, and takes it inside the 5. Hawaii can still get a first down at the 1-yard line right here at 2nd and 3.
Pilaris now 51 yards in carrying. Pilaris again, nice. Trying for the first down. He gets it close to the 3, maybe the 2.
Boy, this is a big play for Hawaii. You'd like to see them come away with 6 on this one, especially with that dipped interception that Brandstater throws under duress.
Mark Roberts there to lead the defense for Fresno State. 3rd down and a yard to go for the first down. Ball just outside the 2. This is a big play for Hawaii. Salas is to the left. Wing back to the right. Ball is cut by Funaki. Looking into the end zone, throws. Touchdown. I believe it's a touchdown. Yes. It was caught. And getting his feet down was Washington. Michael Washington.
Beautiful play. I'm thinking naked bootleg for Hawaii. They do the fake to one side, a spin move and a rollout by Funaki, and he puts the ball right on the money. 3 defenders against 2 receivers. And that is a beautiful play for Hawaii. They get 6 right when they needed it. 25-9. Hawaii, do not adjust your sets. A 3-touchdown underdog come in. Hawaii's got a 25-9 lead.
Kelly trying the point after. Grasso puts it down. The kick is up, and he drills it. It is good. It is now 26-9 in favor of Hawaii. 3 pass interceptions. Brad Stater has thrown in this game. They've turned the ball over 5 times, and Hawaii now has a total of 20 points and taking advantage of those turnovers.
This is important news for people who have used the anti-smoking drug Chantix. The FDA has issued a public health advisory concerning the anti-smoking drug Chantix because it has been linked to suicide and suicidal thoughts. Chantix has also been linked to the onset of diabetes. If you or a loved one has used the anti-smoking drug Chantix and then attempted suicide or developed diabetes, or if your loved one committed suicide, you may be eligible for a cash settlement. Call the number below right now if you or a loved one has used the anti-smoking drug Chantix and then attempted suicide or developed diabetes, or if your loved one committed suicide. You may be eligible for a cash settlement, but you must call right now. The call is free and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call the number below right now. Operators are standing by.
Is your office beginning to look like a paper jungle? Desks stacked high with work, and there's no end in sight? Well, there is a way to fell the paper jungle. Time to find a new career with JobLink 8 at KHNL.com. With hundreds of job listings and top-notch employers, you can post your resume and be on your way to a great new job. So get out while you still can. JobLink 8 at KHNL.com.
Now is the best time to buy your new home and make KHNLHomes.com your single most complete stop to find the home of your dreams. Easily browse the most complete local detailed listings, updated daily. Search only the areas that you're interested in, or sign up for email alerts of new listings that match your search. Tour dozens of homes within minutes conveniently from your computer. Find a realtor and get the answers to all your real estate questions. KHNLHomes.com.
Dan Kelly will kick off. And it will go into the end zone. Fresno State will put the ball in play of the 20-yard line. The way things have gone for Fresno State, they should never throw another pass. They've been able to move the ball on the ground against Hawaii, but as soon as they change and go to the air, bad things have happened.
Yeah. Well, what a difference a week makes. It was last week that Hawaii got all the turnovers and couldn't keep San Jose State from capitalizing on them. Now it's Hawaii getting all the miscues by Fresno State and forcing those turnovers are the guys in white, and that's great news for Hawaii fans right now. 26-9, Hawaii in front.
Brad Stater hands the ball to Miller. Miller into the secondary. Miller out in front, and Miller is going to score. They're going to go for two. That quick. Lanye Miller. Second touchdown of the game. Now they will switch to PAT. This is, I don't know why they did this.
Now they got to hustle.
Kick is up. And it is good. And it's 26-16. Back to a 10-point bulge for Hawaii. But this is the play. We said they should not throw another pass. And the next running play, I mean, just this, what a great kick out block that time to spring Miller.
Well,
that was Andrew Jackson, that kickoff block.
A presidential block.
Yep.
He takes it to the house. This is exactly what the Fresno State team needed. Pat Hill got his team together, and he was screaming at them after that last interception and score by Hawaii. And just like that, Fresno State answers the call of their coach, and they even up with the score off the turnover, got it back to within 10 again.
So Hawaii very porous on that play. And a great kick-out block by Andrew Jackson. Jackson is the guard on the far side, and he was able to kick out the last Rainbow defender. That's sprung Miller. And it was a grand tour up the far sideline.
This is Fresno State's second home game of the season. Their first home game, number 10, Wisconsin. At the time, they were ranked 10th in the country, the Wisconsin Badgers. They came in here, and it was a hard-fought 13-10 win for the Badgers. But no defensive struggle here tonight. It's 26-16. Fresno State with a big play right there. Hawaii now with a big chance to respond and get the crowd back out of it again.
Mouton already a 90-yard kickoff return in the first half. He is deep. Gessling kicks off. Mouton will come up and take it on the run at the 14th. And the ball picks it up. Mouton to the 21. So the momentum has changed here. The crowd is back in it. And Hawaii must answer. Hawaii leading by 10, 26-16. So here comes Hawaii. Farmer is in the backfield along with Funaki. When Farmer is in there, it is very rarely a running play. It is not. It is a passing play. This is to Michael Washington. Washington makes a good move and doesn't fumble the ball. Let's see what the call is. Was he down? No indication yet. Finally, the official says it is a fumble.
One of those where the ball changes hands probably about 3 or 4 times under the pile, and this is exactly what Hawaii did not need. They were doing a great job hanging onto the football, and now it's Michael Washington coughing it up. And boy, Uncle Mo has just crossed the field, and now Fresno State has all the momentum. A terrible place for a turnover. There's no good spot for a turnover, but especially when you're deep in your own end. Now Fresno State comes out with the ball on the 26-yard line. They have a chance now to cut into this Hawaii lead. Hawaii needs to find some composure, play with poise, and a defense. Good time to step up and make a statement and pop somebody in the mouth right here if you're on the defense.
Michael Stewart credited with recovering that fumble. Here comes Fresno State. They're in no mood to pass the ball anymore. This is Miller. Up the middle, did he fumble? And Hawaii may have gotten that one.
Let's see it.
And they do.
That's exactly what this Hawaii defense needed. We talked about it. Statement time, and they come up and rip the football away. Well, this Hawaii team, they have been answering the call left and right tonight. You got to give them all kinds of credit. The guys in white have come out and played a ball game.
So Hawaii now has it first down on their own 24-yard line.
Another turnover for Fresno State. Pat Hill has just got to be sick. 6 turnovers.
First and 10, Hawaii at the 24.
2 in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half.
Funaki, first down at the 24, showing blitz. They come off the edge, and the ball is given up the middle. Carrying the ball for Hawaii is Daniel Libre. Libre in the backfield now for Hawaii, replacing Polaris. And here is the fumble.
Raikkonen again. He gets in there, and Lonnie Miller goes in there, pops the football out. Hawaii opportunistic to come up with it. There's Raikkonen stripping it out. And his teammates get in there. It's R.J. Kiso Kauhani to come in there and recover the football for Hawaii.
Short gain on the play. 2nd down and 8 for Hawaii. Will not be in trouble. He'll run back to the line of scrimmage. That's all. Excellent pressure that time by Fresno State.
See, if you're Hawaii, that's exactly what you want to see Funaki do. He can get it done with his feet. You don't want him taking off too early. Sit back there, let the patterns come together, let them ripen, as you like to say, Jim. That time, everybody was covered, so he pushed it forward and got as much as he could, and more importantly, hung on to the football, gives his team life here on 3rd and 6.
Cornell Banks and Wilson Ramos double-teamed Funaki on that last play.
Listen
3rd down and long 6.
Listen to the crowd. They're into it. Hawaii, another chance to make a statement here.
Funaki rolling, double team, gets away, and then they swallowed up. And Hawaii is going to have to punt it away to Fresno State. They knew exactly where Funaki was going to go. You see the two-man rush there. He gets away, but then the inside-out pursuit got him. Grasso's got to root it again.
Hawaii cannot do anything with that turnover, but they've scored a bunch of points off turnovers tonight.
They almost blocked that, and the whistle blew, and we'll see. We'll see what the call is. We're in the 3rd quarter.
Is it a neutral zone infraction? We'll see.
Part of the snap.
Ball foul.
False start.
Hawaii.
Offense, number 9. 5-yard penalty remains 4th down.
So Hawaii now facing mounting negatives. And Grasso is back inside the 5-yard line. Fresno State may try to block this.
Grasso knew that they were coming on the last one. The guys off the edge flushed in and put the rush on. Here they come again.
There's the punt. A wobbler comes up, lands at midfield, and then it is stopped at the 40-yard line by Jamil Dowling.
And that turns out to be a 9-yard negative for Fresno State because the previous punt rolled out of bounds on the 50. That one's on the 41 of Fresno State. So Hawaii catches a break after the penalty.
Bulldog fans.
Just kick back for the moment. Toss all your worries in the air, cause you'll forget them when you're there. Let's go out back tonight.
Let go of the day. Go out back tonight. Where the steak is thick and juicy. The shrimp is grilled and sweet. The chicken, tender. Your only worry is which to choose.
Let's go out back tonight.
Tonight, let go.
Life will still be there tomorrow.
Go out back.
Just this room, wall-to-wall in teal.
Exactly. And, you know, if you got a little extra carpet lying around, there might be a little something extra. For you, honey.
I'll see what I have.
Hey, you're home early. What do you think?
Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
Very easy, honey.
Hey, Mom and Dad. Thanks for emailing me the news super clippings from home, but hello? Who does that anymore? Anyway, I go to KHNL.com every day to look at the local news. You guys should check it out. There's a lot of stuff on there. Oh, gotta go. Love you guys. Hey, Jace, what's up?
Hey, Jen. Thanks for telling me about Job Week 8 on KHNL.com. I have a job interview next week, and my folks are looking at a house they found on KHNLHomes.com.
We totally sound like a commercial. Log on to KHNL.com. Live, local, late breaking, 24/7.
Here's a winning combination. Warrior Football and Outback Steakhouse. This season, catch all of the University of Hawaii football action live at your neighborhood Outback and try their new Aussie autumn specials like the bacon wrapped filet and seafood mixed grill.
Hawaii needs another defensive play right here. They've been on the field for 2 possessions in the second half. Both have resulted in Fresno State turnovers. One big pressure on Brand Stater by the Hawaii defense. The second one, a fumble right when they needed it after Hawaii turned it over to Fresno State themselves.
Fresno State at their own 41-yard line. They're going to run the ball. In motion is Kinter. Kinter becomes a wide receiver. Brad Stater's going to throw. Pasco is tripped. That would have been a touchdown.
Inside.
Why are they throwing the ball?
It worked right there. You know, if you're going to go to Ben Pasco, good things happen. At that time, number 7 for Hawaii, Eric Robinson, is back there in coverage. I don't know if you'll see it here, but he gets tripped out of his own shoes. There you see the shoe falling behind him. He came up to make the play, but his shoe slipped off of his foot. And the result is a big game for Fresno State. Another quirky turn in this ball game.
Huge game. Pasco almost did it again. He did it in 06, 75-yard touchdown reception. Here comes Fresno State at the Hawaii 20-yard line. Brandstetter hands it to Harding. Big hole on the right side, Harding to the 15. Now that's more like what you would expect Fresno State to do here in the second half because they've been so successful at it. To inexorably move the ball up the field, open up the holes, and then score touchdowns. But when you have a weapon like Pasco, you got to try him every once in a while.
Oh, yes. You see the numbers on Harding, and especially off the left side. Fresno State has been having some success, but, you know, right about now, the way things have been going, it's about time for another Fresno State turnover.
Second down at the 15-yard line of Hawaii. That's them to throw. It is almost picked off. That ball went out of the hands of West.
Ryan Mouton.
And Mouton almost picked it off.
Well, he almost comes up. We just talked about it. It's about time for a turnover. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage, and Mouton just watches it bounce off his head. Watch the ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and that knocks it away from West and also from Mouton. Big third down play for Hawaii right here.
Fresno State keeps trying to go to the air. Third down.
Empty backfield.
Harding in motion. Brandstetter looking, now left for the end zone. He wants a touchdown, and that's out of the end zone.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. And here come the boos.
Intended for Chanston West.
Well, these Fresno State fans, they back up the home team, but then when the tide turns, so do they.
Gessling in the try. A field goal.
So here is Gessling. Gessling is 6 for 10 in field goals. Ball is going to be placed on the 32-yarder. That kick is on the way, and that kick is good. So Fresno State chips away, and it is now 26-19. And the Hawaii offense knows it's got to answer back.
Well, Pat Hill is just going crazy down there on the Fresno State sideline. He's calling the officials over, giving them an earful. And we'll say it again. Hawaii needed a statement game. They needed to show up and make some plays, get that San Jose State game behind them, and they have done that. Boy, they've come out a long way on the road. Hostile territory. They lead it 26-19. And Greg McMackin's team, especially on defense, they've got run on a little bit, but they've come up with a bunch of turnovers. And Hawaii, 3 touchdown underdogs. We'll say it again, leading at 26-19, but we have a huge way to go left in this one.
Win big with the satisfying and delicious Super Sack Big Mac Monday meal at McDonald's. Get a free Big Mac with the purchase of a Big Mac Extra Value meal every Monday during the U8 football season at participating McDonald's for a limited time only. Gessling will put the ball on the tee after he massages it. And somebody asked me one time, is that cheating? Trying to change the shape of the ball. No, he can't really do that.
No, but roping off the middle of the field when Hawaii's here for a walkthrough is cheating. That's what happened in the walkthrough yesterday.
Wrestling kicks it off. Here's Mouton waiting, takes it at the 8. Mouton out over the 25-yard line, and Hawaii will put the ball in play there.
Well, this is turning into one of those football games. It's not for the meek and timid. There's some hitting going on right there on special teams. 11 guys running one way, full blast. 11 guys running the other way, full blast. And they're doing some hitting out there. Now let's see if this Hawaii offense can come out here and answer. They need an answer in a big way. You kind of get the feeling that it's going to be one of those that which offense has the ball last.
So here's Hawaii. Funaki comes out with an empty backfield. 5 wide receivers. Funaki in the pocket. Throws. That's complete in a crossing pattern. And with it, breaking 2 tackles, 35, all the way out to the 38-yard line. That is Bain, Aaron Bain.
Aaron Bain with the reception. Enough for a first down. A.J. Jefferson runs in.
Good play call by the Hawaii offense right here. Nico Herron, number 55, a linebacker, goes out there to match up with 2 receivers in the slot for Hawaii. That time Aaron Bain cuts away from him, gets the pass, and then some yards after the catch. Some good yak right there. He breaks the tackle at the point of attack and gets a first down for Hawaii.
Jefferson finally bumped him out. They come out in the wide receivers again. 5 of them. Empty backfield for Funaki. The ball is at the 38-yard line. Funaki looking left. Now he'll run. Has space. 45, 50, 45, 40. All the way to the 36-yard line. Moses Harris finally halted his progress, and Hawaii is moving the ball.
And most importantly, when he feels the pressure coming, he puts the ball away and hangs on to it. Look at this, right up the middle. He's got all kinds of room in front of him. And that's just a guy running who wants to get the job done right there. Inoki Funaki doing a great job right here.
Hawaii leading 26-19. This game has tightened considerably in the 3rd period. First down at the 37. Funaki gives the ball to Libre. Spinning move in the backfield. And he's able to maintain his balance inside the 35-yard line. Ben Jacobs finally tackled him there.
Well, you see this Hawaii defense on 3 straight plays on Aaron Bain, Inoki Funaki, and Daniel Libre. This Hawaii team has been hearing it all season long about this 1-3 start, and they are just coming in here to make some individual plays to get the job done. 3 straight right there. This Hawaii offense, this entire Hawaii team, in fact, rising to the occasion here in hostile territory.
They come out with 5 wide receivers again. Second down and 6 from the 33. Funaki throws. That is complete to Washington. And Washington is over near the sideline. He was down when the ball came out. And that's very close to the first down. So Hawaii not only moving the ball and moving it with a great open offense.
Let's see. It'd be interesting to see where he's actually down because they marked him well short. That's a terrible spot. That is a terrible spot.
They're down less than a yard.
4-1 now. Hawaii's got an answer. Here comes the crowd. They're going into the student section.
Quarterback sneak. And that moves the pile, and that should get the first down for Hawaii.
26-yard line.
I'd like to send our best regards to everyone watching us today. Big gang in Kailua, Mo'o Street. Great Rainbow fans. And they let me know.
Funaki kind of getting some nervous twitches out of Hawaii fans right there. Stayed on the ground, almost looked like he was injured, but he was just trying to fix the footwear. And we mentioned earlier, Eric Robinson had his shoe come off that allowed Jared Pascal to play. Hawaii now with less than 5 on the clock have to call a timeout here.
So all of a sudden Hawaii's starting to have shoe problems. And they have to call a timeout with the score 26-19 and 5:46 left to play in the 3rd period. Stay with us from Fresno.
Whoa, with stuffed crust pizza, you can't go straight for all that cheese in there. Start slow, enjoy the ride, and then, bam, you go for the big cheese.
Right.
Nobody stuffs the crust like Pizza Hut's Stuffed Crust Pizza, with loads of melty cheese stuffed inside that amazing crust, specially priced at just $15.99.
Second slice, straight for the cheese.
America's favorite pizza, Pizza Hut. Order online.
Attention taxpayers. Do you owe back taxes? Are you facing an IRS lien or wage garnishment? Then call the Rely On Group right now to immediately end wage garnishments, remove tax liens, and eliminate IRS and state tax penalties.
At the Rely On Group, we realize things can go wrong with your taxes even when you thought you were doing everything right.
Miller, he has it. And he gets close to the 16-yard line. That'll bring up a big third down play here for Fresno State. And time is under a minute to play in the third period.
This is where Hawaii's got to play with some mana. Step up here, do some damage, go man-on-man football, pop somebody in the mouth, and just get the job done. You look at the third down conversion.
3rd and 8.
Rashad Evans has come on to the field. And also Jamal Rashad is in the game. Ajiro Tutu is flanked to the right. Triple wide receiver to the left. Brad Stater calls a timeout. 15 seconds left to play in the third period. Hawaii leading by 10, 29-19. And Fresno State calls a timeout. So Fresno State, if you look at this team and you look at the way they run the ball, at times they can really be dominating offensively. But they just don't have the consistency to almost guarantee a touchdown after a long sustained drive. There's always a lot of drama down close to the goal line.
That 6 turnovers is not helping their cause at all. Hawaii learned all about that last week with their 6 turnovers against San Jose State. But look at the way Hawaii's come out in this ball game. They put that behind them. They come out here and given a game effort here against Fresno State, forcing those turnovers, making some hard hits on Brad Stater to throw a couple of ugly interceptions, 3 ugly interceptions, in fact. And Hawaii now with another chance here on 3rd and 8.
Celebrate homecoming 2008 as your Warrior football team takes on Louisiana Tech next Saturday at Aloha Stadium. UH Alumni Association members with a valid membership card receive 50% off tickets while supplies last. That's next week at Aloha Stadium.
Louisiana Tech just went up to Boise State this weekend and got pummeled by the Broncos. So La Tech comes into Aloha Stadium looking for some positives.
Look out, big play here. 5 wide receivers. The motion is Hardy. Now he joins Brad Stater. Brad Stater looking left, now throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. Threw it into a crowd again. It was intended I believe, for Hardy. It was intended for Anthony Hardy. And we will see a field goal try.
It's Solomon Elamimian, watch it, number 17, stays at home. It feels that the offensive line being a little soft to let everybody come through. And the Hawaii defensive front gets some hands up there on the football, tips the ball, and a big stop for Hawaii. They're going to trade field goals here. Hawaii got one in their last possession on the other end.
33-yard chip shot for Guessing out of the hold of Malone. It's placed, it's kicked, and it is good.
And it's good.
So it's now 29-22 with 7 seconds left to play in the third period.
What a ball game this has turned into.
So Hawaii has come on this road trip, and it is not a simple road trip. Let us explain what happened yesterday. They were supposed to work out in this stadium, but coincidentally at the same time, and this has to be gamesmanship.
Oh, it is.
They were painting the end zone, so Hawaii couldn't run any plays toward the end zone. And then they were painting the Bulldogs, so Hawaii couldn't really run any plays in the center of the field. So they just walked through for about, 31 minutes. And that's all they could do. That's all they could do because the field was not really ready for them to have a workout.
And it's one of the benefits of having on-campus facility. Bulldog Stadium here on the Fresno State campus. Aloha Stadium, not owned by the University of Hawaii. So Fresno State, home field advantage. They took it even beyond game day.
Gessing will kick off.
Well, he does this every time, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder if,
a lot of kickers do that.
I wonder if it works or just in his mind it works.
Sure, it's got to be in his mind. It helps him out. Mouton is deep again for Hawaii.
And see, the bad thing about returning the first kickoff for a touchdown or an early kickoff for a touchdown is you expect Mouton to do it every time now.
It will go to Mouton deep at the 6. Mouton fumbles the ball, goes back, picks it up. That is just athleticism. That was athleticism. Running merrily up the field without the ball must be a very difficult feeling.
It helps that the first guy down hit him and caused a fumble because his teammates are not there yet. Ryan Mouton getting a lucky bounce right back to him. Take a look at it again as the ball comes out, and he goes right back to recover it. They need those plays to be successful.
I'd say a green on the special team.
I've read a lot of books, wrote a few songs, looked at my life, where it's going, where it's gone. I've seen the world through a bus windshield, but nothing compares to the way that I see you when I sit in that old blue chair.
You're saving the world from ordinary fast food. You don't always have time to sit down and eat. But with Arby's mozzarella sticks, loaded potato bites, and new berry delights swirl shake, you don't have to. Gotta run.
Try Arby's new toasted subs. They're big, fresh, and available at the drive-thru. Made with savory meats, smothered with melted cheese, and piled high on toasted ciabatta bread. One bite will have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's. Get your toasted subs at the drive-thru.
The Earth is in crisis. You can do your part to save fuel. Carpool.
Will you guys just shut up back there?
Use public transportation.
Riding on a bus, sitting next to bums, there's an open seat, hope that isn't pee.
Use wind power.
Oh, that's nasty.
Or catch a ride.
Take to the highway, won't you lend me?
Family Guy. Go green all week long.
Weeknights on K5, the home team.
Who sings that song?
James Taylor.
Yeah, let's keep it that way.
You're watching K5, the home team.
Most people trying to quit need some help to be successful. The Hawaii Tobacco Quit Line is a free local service there to help you. This message sponsored by the Hawaii Tobacco Quit Line. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. 29 for Hawaii, 22 for Fresno State as we begin the fourth quarter.
Hawaii had a 10-point lead at halftime. Fresno State's cut that down to 7. Hawaii with the ball here to start the quarter. A nice, long, time-consuming job would be just what the doctor ordered right here.
First and 10 for Hawaii at the 15-yard line. Funaki. Now throws. That is complete. And a gain out over the 20 to the 22. There was a lot of ad-libbing in that play.
Living on the edge.
Daniel Libre.
Reception.
The Fresno State defense stepping up right there, but Hawaii stepping up just a little bit more. Watch Funaki hang on to it to the last minute, get the ball away. Libre juggles it, gets a good gain out of it to set up a second and a bounce forward.
Michael Stewart making the stop for Fresno State. Hawaii comes out again in the double wides. Funaki's been pressured this whole game.
He's played the whole game. That's a good sign for Hawaii.
That's complete to Salas at the 30 for the first down. And Salas is wrestled out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Greg Salas with the reception.
Hawaii leading by 7, 29 to 22, and of course the all-important fourth quarter.
Funaki just a straight look over here to the left side. Salas wide open, keeps his feet, gets a Hawaii first down. Gets thrown down to the ground. No penalties in this ball game called against Fresno State.
Owen Damien throwing him out of bounds. First down at the 34. Funaki lays it off. Maybe to the line of scrimmage, over the 35 to about the 39. Polaris with the reception.
That was a dangerous play with Michael Stewart, number 27, a defensive end for Fresno State. Got out there, saw the swing pass coming, got his hand up and almost knocked it away.
Look at Bates made the stop.
Look at Funaki, 14 of 18, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. High completion percentage for him. Good news for Hawaii fans.
Second down and 5 from the 39. Farmer. Very rarely does Farmer carry the ball. He was able to power for a yard. That's it. Bates again.
As you said, when Farmer gets it, the going thought is he's in there to be another pass protector, but this time he gets the rock. And he's not gonna have any lack of effort. He's gonna front most of the ball. Here comes the clock now. Third down and 4. This is a huge play for this Hawaii offense.
Third down at the 40. Empty backfield. Ball is hit up into the air. And let's see, it is going to be incomplete. That'll bring a 4th down. What a play there. Excellent play.
I believe it was Logan Harrell.
Yep, Logan Harrell.
Got in there to knock it away, and then watch the Hawaii offensive linemen turn into defensive backs to keep him from catching the ball as it goes straight up in the air. Funaki also getting in there. Hawaii, right so far in this ball game, doing all the little things to get the job done, even when the play falls apart. Hawaii's making those little extra effort plays that keep you on the plus side of the scoreboard.
4th down. Grasso punting. Coming up to take it is West, and he is spilled as soon as he catches the ball at the 30-yard line. When we come back, Fresno State. A chance with a long drive, maybe a couple of passes to tie it.
FW Extra Widescreen Notebook. Born out of Sony HD technology. High definition. It's in our DNA.
Is the high cost of credit card debt weighing you down? Let the Rely On Group get you back on your feet with just one free call. The Rely On Group can work out an affordable plan that works for you. Lower your monthly payments. Legally reduce your debt. Stop calls from creditors. Relieve your stress and start smiling again. If you're struggling with $15,000 or more in credit card debt, call now for a free no-obligation analysis. You don't have to live under a mountain of debt.
Call 800-617-5701.
KHNL News 8 saves you money. Now you can eat out and just pay half. Watch KHNL News 8 today every Thursday at 6:35 a.m. for the featured restaurant. Then log on to KHNL.com and click on the Just Pay Half icon to purchase a $50 gift certificate for just $25. This week, log on to KHNL.com for the Mandalay, offering fine Asian cuisine, lunchtime dim sum, and event catering. The Mandalay is the perfect choice.
Missing them? Bring them home. Log on to K5.com and enter to win 2 round trips on Hawaiian Airlines. 4 tickets to watch UH football versus Cincinnati. 5 nights in Waikiki and $300 in restaurant certificates. Bring them home with Hawaiian Airlines and K5, the home team.
KHNL News 8 today, weekdays from 5 to 7. No-nonsense news, weather, and surf, plus the best traffic reports to get you on your way.
On Monday, previews of movies being featured at the Hawaii International Film Festival.
All new on The Doctors. As a child, they thought he was just overactive. Then this. Twitching, shaking, thrashing.
He struggles every single day.
Signs to look for in your own children. on an all-new episode of The Doctors.
Monday at 4 on KHNL NBC 8.
Christian Slater is one man discovering he's living two very different lives.
I want my life back.
My Own Worst Enemy, Monday, October 13th on NBC.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, Bank of Hawaii will continue its recognition of excellence in collegiate athletics by sponsoring our choice of a player from each team as the most outstanding player. Hawaii fans still full of energy here in the fourth period.
And why not? We got ourselves a ball game, 29-22. Hawaii big underdogs coming in, but they are playing their hearts out.
Brad Stater to throw. He'll run. And he gets out to the 33-yard line. Gain of 3, second down and 7. Good coverage by the defense of Hawaii. Kiala Watson there to make the tackle along with David Veikuni. That advances the ball just over the 33-yard line for Fresno State.
Second and
West
6.
and Ichiro Tutu are flanked to the near side as the wide receivers. It is to West. West drops the ball, drops it again. That is an incomplete pass, I think, huh? Yes.
Incomplete pass.
They were very lucky that time, but he did not. He did not have possession.
Well, both of these teams are making plays that just are inches away. Watch the hand from the Hawaii defender get up there. I think it's Kauhane. Watch him jump up and just miss this ball as it goes by him. He did get it. He did get it. That was enough for West to not be able to catch that. It's an incomplete pass for Fresno State. Both of these teams making the little plays happen so far in this ball game.
Third down. And a long 6. Big play here for Fresno State. Brad Stater. That is complete. And being knocked out of bounds on the near side is number 11. And that's Evans.
We just talked about it, the little plays. It's just a simple out pattern. And Evans, with the defender that's back pocket, reaches out and gets just enough for the Fresno State first down. Happens right in front of Cal Monte. Cal Monte with 2 picks in this game. Good time for him to get number 3.
Evans only his 3rd catch of the season. But enough for the first down to the 40. Back to the ground. With it is Harding. Spins to the outside. Harding trying to go down the sidelines. Chased down and knocked out of bounds by Cal Monte.
That's a combination of offensive formation and good feet by the running back. Watch, the offensive formation is tight to the ball. Everybody's all in the middle there for Fresno State. The Hawaii defense answers by manning up. And when Harding bounces it out to the outside, it's just a foot race between him and Montaigne. He gets pushed out after a big game.
All the way to the 37-yard line of Hawaii. Miller in the backfield. Vince Pasco in motion. Brad Stater to throw again with all kinds of time. Brad Stater elects to run the ball, and he gains 2 yards to the 35.
Good coverage in the secondary that time by Hawaii. They had West, Chastain West, breaking free down the near sideline, but the Hawaii defender stayed right with him, Ryan Mouton. And Brad Stater had nowhere to go with the football. He had to eat it and run with it.
C.J. Allen Jones made the tackle for Hawaii. Gain on the play of 2. Second down and 8. For Fresno State in Hawaii territory. And we hear the timeout whistle called. And Hawaii may have called the timeout. And they did. 10:06 left to play in this game. It has been a battle. 29-22. Hawaii holding on.
Well, if it isn't the most important meal.
What's up, Soggy?
What do you call me?
For meat flake? What? That all you got?
Jack's new breakfast bowls beat a boring breakfast any day.
Hash browns and scrambled eggs with ham and bell peppers, or bacon and sausage topped with a white cheddar sauce.
They tried to sucker spoon me, so I went high like BAM!
The most important meal. Served all day.
A J.G. Wentworth success story.
Well, I had a nasty car accident, and following my lawsuit, I ended up receiving a structured settlement.
Frank had a long payout with a small check each month.
Well, it wasn't long before bills started to pile up. Credit cards, electric, car payments.
Frank turned to J.G. Wentworth.
They helped me.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call J.G. Wentworth. Call 800-394-1628. 800-394-1628.
So, what's your job been like lately? Are you juggling too many tasks? And the boss keeps giving you more and more to do? Time to find a new career with JobLink 8 at KHNL.com. With hundreds of job listings and top-notch employers, you can post your resume and be on your way to a great new job. So get on the ball today. JobLink 8 at KHNL.com.
This season, for each recorded quarterback sack by the Warriors, McDonald's of Hawaii will donate $500 to the UH Athletics Department. Mahalo to McDonald's of Hawaii. No quarterback sacks tonight. But Hawaii has 6 on the season, and 6 different players have 1 sack.
Second and long would be a good time for the first sack of this ball game for the Hawaii defense. Bear Pascal not in the game. The lineup to play the power ball, looks like it.
Double tight end. Second down, 8 yards to go. Brent Stater turns, hands it to Miller, steps into the secondary, short of the first down. Hawaii had a chance at him at the line of scrimmage. He was able to step out of trouble. Solomon Ulumimian, yet another tackle in this game. And that will bring up third down for Fresno State. They converted on their last third downs. Hawaii, as far as third down conversions, last in the conference. And they are way down there, about 117 in the nation. Only 21% in third down conversion.
Josh Leonard comes out of the game in the defensive front. Braxton Satele comes into the game. He's a hard hitter on that Hawaii defense and a big third down play.
Harding back in at running back. In motion is West back toward the middle. Now he sets up on the wing. Ball is given to Harding. Oh, he stumbles. He had the touchdown. Harding had the touchdown. And for some reason, he stumbled. But the first down.
We got the first down in Hawaii. Looks like somebody from that defensive front came up with an ankle tackle. Let's see it as Harding comes right through. Is it Solomon Elamimi just got, in fact, got the shoe off of him. Took the shoe off of Harding.
Just got to him in time. Otherwise, Harding was gone. First down for Fresno State at the 26. Brad Stater looking end zone. Throws. That is complete to Gerald Tutu. Leaps to the end zone. Is it a touchdown? He's short. He is short.
Well, that was blown coverage by Hawaii's defense. Gerald Tutu broke outside. RJ Kuso Kahani was on the inside. Tutu breaks it to the outside, and he is all by himself. Tutu almost gets in, but he gets knocked up just short.
Dowling was the first contact. And it was followed up by Desmond Thomas.
Well, that ball cannot get any closer to the goal line than it is right now. Here comes Brent Stater.
Come out in the I formation. Harding throws the end zone. That's a touchdown for Fresno State.
Fresno State, after getting it done on the ground, they go with the pass play right there. Gerald Tutu catches it in the flat, almost takes it in, and then Harding, after losing his shoe on a couple of plays previous, punches it in, and pending this extra point, we've got ourselves a new ball game.
They're tied at 29. So Fresno State has come back. And it is a new game. with 8:34 left to play.
What an 8:34 it's going to be.
I'd like to go out today somewhere new. I'm on my way, you come too. We'll find a place in the sun. In the sun.
We believe good health belongs to everyone, that it's more than some cards you keep in your wallet. It's the air we breathe, the food we eat, the communities we live in. We're Kaiser Permanente, and we're here to spread health.
Hi, I'd like to open a free checking account.
Sure, our kind of free checking account.
But it's free, right?
Well, kinda.
But there's no minimum to open it.
Sorta.
How about free online bill pay?
Not so much.
Free travel rewards?
Nope.
Tell me the checks are free.
Define free.
With ASB free checking, you get all the features you want absolutely free.
Have a mediocre day.
Only at American Savings Bank.
Aloha, I'm Stephanie Lum. I'm here with Jennifer Wong and Jennifer Kagihara, two of Hawaii's Special Olympics athletes. And this year, more than ever, Special Olympics Hawaii needs your help. Please send your monetary contributions to help fund programs and keep the dreams alive for these inspiring young athletes.
Thank you for supporting us.
Hot celebrity news and much more. Catch host Mario Lopez on Extra weeknights at 9:30 after K5 News at 9. Get your extra dose of entertainment news on K5.
First touchdown of the game for Harding. We are tied at 29.
And Pat Hill, there you see him, the Fresno State head coach called his entire team over during that last time out, and he let them have it. They came back to tie it up. He wants them to step up and make a big play. Gut check time now for Hawaii. They can answer and make a statement right here. Take this crowd out of it with a touchdown drive or maybe even a return right here. Why not go for the gusto? Ryan Mouton's already done it once tonight.
Mouton is back by himself, standing at the 5-yard line. We're tied at 29. 8:34 left. Hawaii has led for most of this game. Led by 10 points at halftime. They led throughout the third quarter. But all of that is gone, wiped away. It goes at the 6-yard line. Still on his feet all the way out to the 25 to the 30. Still on his feet at the 35, and down he goes at the 37-yard line. Right Jackson.
Boy, Ryan Mouton, he will just not give in.
Rod Davis made the tackle on the special teams. You can see the determination there of Mouton.
Yeah, he had the rib injury in the San Jose State game last week. Refused to come out of the ball game, so he played versus the Spartans with a rib injury, and you can see it right there. He's still giving it everything he's got.
Silas Bain in Washington to the near side. Lane, Malcolm Lane to the far field. First down at the 37. Bonacci in the pocket.
It's Pepa Lentuli, the left tackle right here.
Right by him.
Ike goes right around him. Funaki saw him coming, but there was nothing he could do about it.
Sacked back to the 29-yard line.
And it's Fresno State on offense and defense. Ian Butler's crowd right back to the big place is rocking.
Long yardage now for Hawaii. Stepping up. Funaki running. He has space. 40, 45 has the first down midfield. All the way to the 38-yard line of Fresno State. Funaki, nothing to the right, nothing to the left, nothing over the middle, nothing deep. So he takes it upon himself to do something about it.
And how do you keep the plays from rocking? You make a play like this. Inoki Funaki, look at this. Directing traffic, cuts it right back up the middle. This is the kind of guy that defensive coordinators just hate. because you have the coverage downfield, and he just takes it upon himself to make the play. And on second and a mile, he turns it into Hawaii first down in Fresno State territory.
Nick Bates finally tackled him. First down for Hawaii. Shuffle pass is incomplete.
And Fresno State answering right there. Last time Hawaii went with the shuttle pass, it worked. Did not get a first down, but that time it did not work. The Fresno State defense.
Wilson Ramos.
Fresno State defense able to snuff that one out and stop the play. 2nd and 10 for Hawaii. Gut check time still for this Hawaii offense.
7:05 left to play in the game. Tied at 29. Hawaii with a 5-receiver formation. Empty backfield. Funaki spins. Funaki still with it.
Well, that was a setup for him to make a big play. He knocked into one of his own offensive linemen.
Michael Stewart
killed his momentum.
Michael Stewart finally made the tackle. That brings up 3rd down and 11.
Watch Funaki's going to spin and catch one of his own offensive linemen right there. It's Pepper Lentuli. That killed his momentum, and that sets up a 3rd and 11. And here again comes the crowd, and once again, this place is shaking.
Down 11. Funaki in the pocket. Throws. That is complete to Washington. Washington to the 30-yard line short of the first down. That will bring up 4th down. But perhaps, just perhaps, it gets Hawaii into the field goal range of Calif.
Washington with the reception.
It's going to be a monstrous field goal if Hawaii does decide to go for it. Funaki, it looks like he's lobbying to go for it. It's what's going to be about 3 yards. First down on 4th down. Play clock's running. 15 seconds on the play clock. Here comes Dan Kelly. This is going to be a long kick, and he's going to have to hustle to get this one off. But the play clock is running.
They call a timeout.
They had to. It's a critical kick at an important time of the ball game. You want Dan Kelly to have a clean look at it and not rush it. The first touchdown Hawaii scored in this game was off a kickoff return by Ryan Mouton. They had their lineup quickly for the extra point. He missed it. And right now, that's the difference in the ball game. They missed extra point after the Ryan Mouton kickoff return. And not been for that, this would be a 30-29 ball game in favor of Hawaii, but now we're all tied up at 29.
5:36 left to play in the game. We'd like to thank our player identification people who have helped us here from Fresno State University. Laura Hackman, who is a PR major. This is her first time trying to handle our system, and she's done a fine job. And also Erica Henry, former player, former center on the Fresno State women's basketball team. She is also in the booth with us tonight. They've done marvelously well.
It's going to be a 49 or 48.5 yarder, depending on where he spots it. Well, Dan Kelly needs one, and he needs one right now.
The ball was partially blocked. Fresno State will have it with excellent field position. Andrew Jackson may have got his hand on it.
A presidential block. You know, we're talking to the Fresno State people all this week. They were talking about the Hawaii defense being a great defense. Hawaii needs to get a play from that defense right now. If you take a look at the block. A big play on special teams for Fresno State. Gets this place jacked up. This Hawaii defense, they can turn the tide right here. 5:31 left. We're in a tied ball game, and what a finish we're set up for here in Fresno.
Game is on the line right here. First down for Fresno State at their own 31. Hand off into the line, into the secondary. Harding out over the 40 to the 42.
Near the 42-yard line.
You know, one thing Fresno State has fixed here, they've adjusted to is they were hit with just a truckload of turnovers, 2 of them in the first few minutes of the second half. But since then, they have held on to the football, and the results have been good for them. Hawaii needs to stop, strip the football. Need to play on defense right here. Let's see if the Hawaii defense can step up to the occasion.
Calif made the stop on that last play. Again, the I formation. Ball is given up the middle. Harding to the 45 all the way to the 41. There is something in the middle of that Hawaii line that is not clicking. They have found something there. They're double teaming, and they are springing Harding.
They're running right at the heart of the Hawaii defense. Nothing fancy, just straight up smash mouth football. Harding gets it, and it's just hat on hat, man on man. People are getting knocked off the ball for the Hawaii side, and it's a big game for Fresno State. They're in Hawaii territory.
First down on the Hawaii 42. Ball again is given up the middle, and good yardage again. Hawaii stiffened that time. See Fonoti getting up like Cooney was in on that play.
With 4:30 left to play this ball game, Fresno State has amassed 319 rushing yards, 511 yards total offense. But the defense needs a play. They need one right now.
4:14 left to play in the game. Here comes Fresno State, and you get the impression now that Fresno State is in control. Motion is Kinker. That is given to Harding again. This time the going gets tough. Hawaii meets him at the line of scrimmage and throws him back.
Well, how big is this play coming up? Clock running, 3:50, 3:45, and it's a 3rd and long for Fresno State. Call it 6.
Mahoney and Monte to make the tackle for Hawaii. Big 3rd down play. Fresno State here in this 4th period has been able to convert on 3rd downs. That is what's kept them going.
It's a season-turning 3rd down for this Hawaii defense. Let's see how they do it.
Brad Stater to throw. Throws long for the end zone. Adjuro 2-2 off his hand. And interference is called.
That's home cooking. That is home cooking.
Mouton was with him. Oh, boy, I don't know about that. Mouton palms upward.
Let's take a look at it again. Mouton in coverage. He's running with it. That's a terrible call. It was explained to me by the game officials that the call has to be made when the receiver is inhibited from his route by the defender. And I don't think he was inhibited by that. He was slowing up for the football, jumped too early and missed it.
Hawaii player is down. That's 93 Escala Watson.
That's a tough call against
Looks like a cramp.
defense.
Looks like a cramp for Escala Watson. And those can be, of course, very painful. Take another look here. Was there intimidation here by the defender? That hand was making contact with the arm, or close enough for the official to interpret it. But I don't know.
That's a terrible call. Call me a homer. I'll live with it. That's a terrible call.
So the penalty moves the ball inside the 25 to the 23. 3:12 left to play in the game. And Hawaii really trying to bulwark their defense now.
So Jason Rego had a tough call against him on special teams. Came back and made a big hit. Ryan Mouton with a chance now. We're still tied.
High formation. Harding is the tailback. Harding bounces outside, and they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
Great play by the Hawaii defense. Eric Robinson right there. That play has happened a few times tonight where Harding has gone into the middle and bounced it to the outside. That time Hawaii responding to the call and keeping it to a short gain. If any, actually turns out to be a short loss.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 11. Stater steps into the Fresno State huddle.
They're going to break the huddle with less than 10 seconds of the play clock.
This will be a quick count. Brad Stater, Harding. And he's able to keep his legs going. That's amazing.
That's just tough running. And Fresno State right now content to run the clock. And barring this third down play, take a shot at a field goal.
Yella Watson went for a ride at the expense of Mr. Harding. Third down, long yardage, 3rd and 7. But there's under 2 minutes left. And what Fresno State may be doing here is maneuvering for the winning field goal. They have it at the 20. They'll take some shots. This is a big third down play. Jiro Tutu is flanked to the left.
Tight formation.
Harding doesn't make it. Now there's 4th down, and we'll see the field goal try.
Near the 19-yard line.
Eric Robinson up from the secondary to halt his progress.
Can Hawaii answer? Fresno State blocked a long field goal attempt by Hawaii. Last time Hawaii had the football. Let's see if the Hawaii special teams unit can respond.
1:17 left to play in the game. So the Hawaii defense now will face this field goal. We go back to these two teams have played in overtime before. Fantastic game back at the start of the century and the millennium. That's this century and this millennium. And it went Hawaii's way. We'll take this break with less than a minute to go in the game. 50 seconds. And the advantage, Fresno State.
McDonald's taro pie with real pieces of taro and a creamy smooth filling, all wrapped in a golden brown pastry.
New way to sell homes. KHNLHomes.com. KHNLHomes.com gives realtors the most complete, up-to-date listing of homes in the state. Realtors, you can enhance your presence at KHNLHomes.com. It's a low-cost alternative to a national real estate site. We make marketing your real estate a cinch. Hawaii's #1 news website is now the destination for realtors who are serious about selling real estate. KHNLHomes.com.
Kevin Gessler, 3 for 3 in field goals tonight, 24, 32, and 33. This is a 36-yarder straight on for the lead. It's picked out of the air. Returned up the far sideline, and finally going down with it is number 23, and that's Calvin Roberts.
Turnabout is fair play, huh? Fresno State gets a block on the Hawaii field goal attempt. Now Hawaii comes back and returns the favor. Let's take a look at who gets the block for Hawaii on a huge play.
Hawaii takes over.
Let's see. Take another look here. David Maikule. What a great play by this Hawaii special teams unit.
Elliot Purcell blocked it, and it carried to Roberts. Now Hawaii on their own 37-yard line with 43 seconds left to play. They have a chance. They have a chance. Shuffle pass. It's complete to the 40-yard line.
Hawaii missed a big chance. Fresno State had 10 guys on defense. The 11th guy was running in on the play, and Hawaii could not convert it.
28-27. That clock is ticking, and Hawaii taking their time.
Clock management again.
Overtime looming. 17 seconds left to play.
What a ball game.
Funaki sets up, throws long. Incomplete. It was intended for Greg Salas.
Oh, Salas had that one. Perfect adjustment back to the football. He just could not come up with the catch. Take a look at this one. He's going to be hating himself for this one. Great effort. Watch him adjust perfectly to the football. Just could not make the catch.
That could be interference. It appeared that he was hindered from going toward the middle of the field.
Oh, Salas had a big chance right there. 8 seconds left in the ball game. Do you go for it? Or do you take it to overtime?
Lauren Bell was covering on that last play. 8 seconds left. Funaki sets up, looks long, again for Salas, and he can't get it, and the clock shows 1 second left.
They can do a Stanford Cal play right here.
So 1 second left. 1 second from overtime in this game.
Funaki, Libre, and Pilares all in the game at the same time. And you run that Cal Stanford play. And give Inoki Funaki some credit. For the first time this season, Hawaii will end regulation with the same quarterback who started the game, finishing the game.
Yes.
But we've got overtime looming pending our huge play right here with 1 second left.
Funaki again. Steps up. Has time. Throws long over the middle. That's complete. It was complete to Malcolm Lane.
Just
but Lane was tackled immediately.
One play too late.
Jake Jordy.
A 3-touchdown underdog. Hawaii was coming in, and we are headed to overtime.
I can teach somebody to be a good dancer, but I can't teach somebody to love the hula. I keep the dances that I learned as pure as I can because that's our link to the past. And if I don't teach those to my students, then those hula will not survive. That's what tradition is.
Born and bred in these islands, only one airline is Hawaiian.
When I wanted hardwood floors installed, I hired. His work was okay, but the job took twice as long as he had originally estimated. 1 month later, I opened my cable bill and found out why. He'd been watching pay-per-view movies on my TV when he was supposed to be working. Don't let this guy anywhere near your house, or for that matter, in remote control.
Angie's List uses homeowner experience to help you learn which companies to trust and which to avoid. Get the power of the list at Angie's List.
KHNL News 8 saves you money. Now you can eat out and just pay half. Watch KHNL News 8 today, every Thursday at 6:35 a.m. for the featured restaurant. Then log on to KHNL.com and click on the Just Pay Half icon to purchase a $50 gift certificate for just $25. This week, log on to KHNL.com for the Mandalay, offering fine Asian cuisine, lunchtime dim sum, and event catering. The Mandalay is the perfect choice.
Hawaii and Fresno State have battled into overtime, tied at 29. And we'll look at the toss of the coin by Branch Clark.
You want to go to defense?
Hawaii will choose defense. Ball will be placed at the 25-yard line.
Well, what a ball game.
Hawaii has won the toss. They would like to go on defense. First down this way. Fresno State.
Well, there's no such thing as a moral victory, but win, lose, or draw. Hawaii, this Hawaii football team has shown me something tonight. To play with this much heart.
They have competed.
You talked about being a competitive team. They have done more than that tonight. They had everything stacked against them. The long road trip, the hostile crowd, some shaky calls. They had it all stacked against them, and here they are trying to go into overtime and win it in overtime.
They went to overtime. I think the year was 2000. I'm not sure. At Aloha Stadium, we're looking at the records. It just says the last 5 games.
1999, they had the overtime game where Hawaii won the WAC title with that game.
That's right. It was 1999.
Jones' first year.
And they went into overtime against Fresno State at Aloha Stadium, and they were able to win that one. Here, they will go into overtime against Fresno State at Fresno State. What also is at stake here is that Fresno State is the 22nd and 21st ranked team in the country, according to the Associated Press or according to USA Today. They are a ranked team.
And Hawaii has shown some heart here tonight. This football team has made a believer out of me. They came into this, had everything stacked against them, and here they are taking a nationally ranked team on the road to overtime.
First down for Fresno State at the 25 in overtime. Bradstetter hit and dropped. That's the first sack by Hawaii. And coming in to get him was Ilamimian.
Ajiri Tutu had broken over the middle, and he was about to cross into the end zone, and Brandstater waited for him, waited, and he just waited just a little too long. There you see Ajiri Tutu right there in the back of your screen. Waited too long, and the big sack for Hawaii. Good time to have the first sack of the night.
That's the 7th sack of the year, first sack of the year by Ilamimian. Second down. They have to go to the 15 for a first down. In motion is West. Bradstetter throws. That's complete to West. West to the 25. West back inside the 25 to the 23.
With the reception. Right down near the
That'll bring up third down. The reason why Hawaii takes the defense after winning the coin toss is they want to know exactly what faces them. Whereas if you go first, you of course will try for the touchdown, but if you don't get it, you know exactly what the other team has to do. If you only kick a field goal, you know exactly that the other team has to put an offense on the field that could possibly win the game.
Big play.
Big play. Ball thrown toward the end zone, incomplete. It is fourth down, and we will see the field goal kicker.
And now this comes up, just like you were talking about. Now Fresno State has to make a decision, and they're going to make the right call and go for the field goal here. Now Hawaii has a chance on the other side when they get the ball. Of course, Gessling has to make this, but they know exactly what they need.
Here's
when they get the
Gessling.
ball.
Here's Gessling. This is a 40-yard field goal.
Just moments ago, he had one blocked.
From 40 yards.
We are in overtime.
Where's Elliott Purcell now?
Waiting for the snap. There it is. It's placed. It's kicked. It is not good. It is not good. All Hawaii has to do is kick a field goal. They win the game. Wait a minute.
Penalty flag.
We have a
This is gonna
penalty
kill
flag.
Hawaii.
You've got to be kidding me.
What's the call?
Running into the kicker.
Oh.
Defense, number 23. 5-yard penalty. Replay, fourth down.
A tremendous call because it puts Fresno State right back on offense.
That.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's a terrible call.
That.
He gets an Emmy though.
That's an amazing situation there. That's just amazing.
He gets an Emmy. That's a horrendous call. That's home cooking.
So he'll try to kick it again. This time it will be a 35-yarder.
And here comes Elliott Purcell into the game.
Waiting for the snap. This one.
Did it again. Did it again. That's athletic justice.
He missed it again.
That's athletic justice.
And this time, there's no running into the kicker.
There was none in the last play. Wow, that is huge.
No one is really, well, there's one person there that grabbed him.
You know, you don't wish anything bad on anybody.
No.
This is the call. You tell me, is this running into the kicker? Missed him. I'm balancing. I better go down.
They better go down.
That is horrible.
That's a terrible call.
You never want to wish anything bad, but wow, that was tough. And he missed it twice. Big chance for Hawaii.
Hawaii with a chance to steal this game. Ball is given on a sweep to the near side. No, keeping it is Polaris. Excuse me, I'm fooled again. Funaki, right. I'm fooled again. So Polaris, I was watching Polaris the whole time. He's doing very well.
Everybody got big, except for the defensive end on that side of the field. He stayed home, played some solid football, made the play. That's Michael Stewart, number 27, the defensive end.
So now the ball is at the 21 for Hawaii. Closer they get, the higher the percentage for the field goal.
Ball security.
This time the ball is given to Polaris. Pretty sure it is. He gets to the 16.
Ball security is of utmost importance right here.
So Dan Kelly, no doubt standing in the wing. And Dan Kelly could emerge as the hero in this game. We're in overtime. Fresno State failed to score on their first possession.
Fresno State fans headed to the exits on a big 32.
Quarterback sneak. That gets to about just outside the 15-yard line. And here comes Dan Kelly. Kelly can win this game.
No gimmies in college football. Remember the last time he went back there to kick one, it was blocked.
Brought down at the 16-yard line. 4th and 1.
How big would this be for this team?
Oh, and this team, this would be incredible.
And for Dan Kelly.
And for Dan Kelly. And for Funaki, the quarterback. And for all the offense and the defense that played their hearts out tonight. If Kelly can put this through, there will be jubilation all over the state of Hawaii.
You know, in the way he's carrying himself, his body language, it looks just like last year. You know, it's almost like he doesn't care.
I wonder if
they'll good in a kicker.
I wonder if they'll call a timeout right before the snap. I wonder if they'll do that.
Well, you got to go back to that Gessling fake on that running into the kicker. That was
terrible.
That was go down as one of the worst calls in the history of college football. That was terrible. And Justice, he came right back
and missed it again.
Dan Kelly hit some big field goals last year. He did it twice at Nevada to win that ball game. This is huge. This is huge for this team, for Dan Kelly, for Hawaii fans, and for this season.
34-yarder to win it. It is down. It is kicked. It is good. Hawaii wins it. Hawaii upsets Fresno State. Hawaii takes the 22 team in the nation and drops them out of any consideration for a national rating. And they do it at Fresno. And they do it in overtime. And they do it in so many heroic ways over the course of this game. But when they add up the score, the team in green and white wins it in overtime, 32-29.
And look
delirium.
At Dan Kelly.
Absolute delirium.
You go celebrate, brother. You deserved it. What a ball game. Hawaii with everything against them after that ugly, ugly defeat at home last week. This team comes out and shows all kinds of heart, all kinds of determination in front of a hostile crowd, taking it to overtime, making plays on special teams, no less. And what a shocker, Hawaii with a huge win here in Fresno.
Celebrate, everybody. It's worth it.
Win big with the satisfying and delicious Super Sack Big Mac Monday Meal at McDonald's. Get a free Big Mac with the purchase of a Big Mac Extra Value Meal every Monday during the UH football season at participating McDonald's for a limited time only.
few quick clicks and you found the directions you needed, or that recipe you wanted. And now, just one click gets you everything you need to advance your career and increase your salary. Earn My Degree features hundreds of online degrees, and with 24/7 online convenience, you can earn your degree whenever, wherever you like, in as little as 10 months. So all you have to do is click. Visit Earn My Degree today. Go to the web address on your screen right now.
Is your office beginning to look like a paper jungle? Desks stacked high with work, and there's no end in sight? Well, there is a way to fell the paper jungle. Time to find a new career with JobLink 8 at KHNL.com. With hundreds of job listings and top-notch employers, you can post your resume and be on your way to a great new job. So get out while you still can. JobLink 8 at KHNL.com.